watching tonight. He's a gym rat. He's a guy that can touch all parts of the field, and he's also very fun to watch, and he's the reason that Bowling Green's here.
And the numbers are just incredible. 41 touchdown passes, second most in college football this year. He's got a receiver, Roger Lewis. He's got a bunch of playmakers. Lewis, though, 14 touchdowns, better than 1,400 receiving yards. That's the second most on his end in the FBS. Look at the passing yards for Matt Johnson. And we do expect, even against a good defense, a lot of offense tonight for Bowling Green. It is a very different scenario at quarterback on the other side of things for Northern Illinois. And for more on that, we welcome in Allison Williams.
Yes, Dave, NIU once again in the MAC championship game, but this year a very different journey for them to get here. They had to deal with a slew of injuries at the quarterback position, starting with Drew Hare, who was the star of this game a year ago, but November 3rd ruptured his Achilles, done for the season. His original backup had back surgery in September, so that meant Ryan Graham, the redshirt freshman, had to step in. He led the team to 3 straight wins, but last week against Ohio, injured his leg. So tonight, starting at quarterback, is freshman walk-on Tommy Fiedler. At the beginning of the season, he was the 5th quarterback on this roster, but he will make his start tonight. And coaches say he's very calm, he's very confident. In fact, when head coach Rod Carey called him up and said, "Guess what, buddy? You're going to be starting in the MAC championship game. I bet you never thought you'd be here, did you?" He said, "I did, just not this year, guys."
All right, thanks, Allison. It is an incredible story and quite a contrast. All the accolades, all the numbers for Matt Johnson, and a walk-on true freshman who's going to start for the first time in college in a championship setting, and all eyes will be on that kid, Tommy Fiedler, the lefty, quarterbacking a Huskies team. We mentioned how this matchup 3 years in a row, Northern Illinois has made it to 6 consecutive MAC championship games. And considering the quality of football in this conference, this is a good football league, a lot of proud programs. That's a pretty impressive run.
Well, and this Northern Illinois team nearly beat Ohio State, and they nearly beat Boston College back-to-back on the road. They've had a lot of injuries. They've had no excuses. They're moving forward. And Dino Babers is one of the hottest prospects in the country. He's taken the Baylor offense from Art Briles. He's adjusted a little bit to the cold weather, a few more formations, tight end a little bit more. But this guy has got these guys running up and down the field and playing at one of the highest levels on offense in the country.
Well, and it is his second year at Bowling Green. There has been a lot of talk about his name with all these vacancies across the country. Sort of a sidebar story. Bowling Green won the toss. They want the ball first. And the kick return for Ronnie Moore, who's got pretty good speed over the outside. The Falcons, who make it here to Detroit, 9 wins overall, 9-3. Good non-conference schedule, tough schedule, 7-1 in this tough MAC. 6 road wins. That's more true road wins than any other team in college football for Bowling Green. Their only conference loss against a really good Toledo team. A lot of folks thought this game would be a rematch of that one. Look at the numbers, and once again for Matt Johnson, 4,465 passing yards, 41 touchdowns, a couple completions probably away from the single-season MAC record set by Ben Roethlisberger. And so Matt Johnson, number 11, in his senior year in this championship game, bounces a throw on first down, incomplete.
Well, we've been bragging on him. Of course, he'd come out and bounce the ball. He's got to get it going tonight. There's been so much talk about all the injuries at Northern Illinois. There's talk about his coach leaving. A lot on this young man's mind tonight. But I think we see a great night and a great performance from him.
And you referenced it. He'll play fake on second down. Johnson will go down. A sack. Cameron Clinton Earl. And Northern Illinois figuring they're going to lean on a talented defense tonight to try to keep this game close as an underdog with their offense undermanned, and their defense could well be up to the task.
Yeah, Clinton Earl's one of those 5-year seniors, been around a long time. He's been in this game before. 15 of their guys have started in this game. 38 of their guys have played in this game, Dave. So they're pretty familiar with this setting.
That's a big number. 3rd and 19. But Johnson taking a shot to the outside. He's got the pass complete, but not nearly enough for a first down. Garrett Dieter with the catch, shoved out of bounds. And that's a nice start for Northern Illinois as an underdog in this familiar setting for them. They force a punt right away.
Yeah, they've got to keep the ball in front of them, stop the run, don't give up the big play, and try to spend some time now on the field on offense. Last year against Bowling Green, Northern Illinois ran for 334 yards, so that's what we're going to see them try to do tonight. Stay on the field with offense.
And BB, the punt returner, you recognize the name. His dad was a great NFL player, but they have 2 return players, and it'll be the second returner taking it and heading upfield. A little bit of disguise there. And I don't think Ezra Saffold was recognized by that Bowling Green special teams. Good starting field position for the Huskies. Northern Illinois back in this game for the 6th consecutive year. 8 wins, 6-2 in the MAC. And in some ways, maybe Rod Carey's best coaching job. A tough, close loss. They had a chance in the 4th quarter to beat Ohio State in Columbus when Ohio State was the #1 ranked team in the country. Came up a touchdown short. They lost their regular season finale to Ohio. Joel Buonio, 18 rushing touchdowns, leads the MAC, and they figure with the true freshman walk-on quarterback first start, they're going to have to hand the ball off and have success on the ground, and that's not a bad start for Northern Illinois.
No, and Bowling Green's been up and down on defense, so their chance is to try to run the ball off tackle and then stay ahead of the chain, stay on the field, take some chances, take some risks, maybe a trick play, but they've got to stay on the field, and they've got to play defense tonight with their offense with time of possession.
From that pistol-style formation, they'll hand the ball off once again. Not nearly as much running room this time. When Northern Illinois has the ball, coach, your impact players.
Well, you start looking at Joel Buonio. He's one of the best in the country. He's physical, he's tough, and he's got to be stopped up front by Zach Colvin, who is one of the better defensive linemen in the country, and probably both of these guys will be in the NFL.
The 3rd down for the Huskies. Their first possession of the game across the 40 at the 41. Northern Illinois often will be a quick tempo team tonight. We figured not nearly as much.
They're going to be helping that freshman from the boundary as much as they can.
But Fiedler, for the first time looking to throw. He does have some athleticism. Tried to run for the first down. It did not get there. Stopped a couple of yards short. Jack Walls, the redshirt freshman safety, in on the tackle. So the Huskies forced to punt. Now they'll give it back to Bowling Green.
Bowling Green started like they wanted to on defense because the young guy probably pulled it down a little bit early, and that's going to happen some because he's not trusting his protection and waiting until the routes come open.
Burbrink, senior punt returner, got a couple of touchdowns in his career. He is dangerous back there. Signals fair catch, makes it around the 16-yard line. So that's where Bowling Green has the ball. When we come back to the MAC championship, no score.
The Applebee's Taste the Change for $10 menu is here just for the holiday.
100% of all direct cash donations go straight to cancer research. And as always, we appreciate your help. We were all jarred by a story today in college football. James Conner, the outstanding running back for Pitt, who's been diagnosed himself with cancer. He says, his doctors say, great chance to beat cancer, but still, it affects everybody in this sport and in every walk of life. An incompletion from Matt Johnson as Bowling Green gets the ball back after a 3-and-out to start the game for Matt Johnson.
Yeah. Thoughts and prayers to everyone who's being touched by cancer out there. It's something that we've got to continue to find research to cure.
So we do appreciate and value your help greatly. Johnson, who's got a lot of athleticism, is going to run for a first down. Takes a hit as he went into kind of a half slide. No flag. But that's the first down of the game on either side.
Well, and that's what makes him so good. He's such an accurate passer, but he can run. Good pressure here. He steps up inside because they ran by him, and he runs for the first down. And this is the first down for Bowling Green, so this may get him started.
Two receivers right. A tight end comes in motion. That's Derek Lee. Play fake and a completion. That's Dieter, who breaks a tackle to the outside. First down and more. So that's not just a first down for Bowling Green. That will be a record-setting pass for the senior Matt Johnson, who has now passed Ben Roethlisberger for the most passing yards in a single season in this conference's history. And they've had a lot of good quarterbacks.
They've had a lot of good quarterbacks, and Big Ben's still playing well. So what a compliment to him.
That's a quick hitter and ruled down immediately on the catch. That goes for a loss to Roger Lewis. A couple passes from Matt Johnson that haven't been perfectly accurate in the early going. I do always wonder, he missed this game. There are the numbers. A record-setting year for Johnson. He missed last year and was so looking forward to a chance to play in this game once again. We do wonder, even if a guy with all that experience, all those yards, a few early game butterflies. Leads that one that's dropped. Maybe the butterflies are for everybody. Andrew Lewis couldn't hang on. That was right in his hands.
Well, there's different kinds of pressure with both teams tonight, Dave. You sit and hear about all the problems at Northern Illinois. They had to back their way in. They've got injuries. They're starting a freshman quarterback. So it's all the talk about Dino Babers leaving. A lot of things on the mind of the Bowling Green players. The pressure on Northern Illinois is, can the young quarterback hang in there and play?
3rd and 12 for the Falcons. And a screen-type pass. It goes nowhere. In fact, that one loses a couple of yards. Early in this game, Ben Compton with the tackle. Northern Illinois' defense is playing well.
Yeah, Ben Compton is a really good football player from Windsor, Connecticut. He's a senior, 6'4", 278 pounds. He can run. He's one of their best pass rushers, definitely the best inside pass rusher.
So Rod Carey, who said, we're going to have to lean on our defense tonight. And so far, 2 possessions, 2 punts for Bowling Green. Joseph Davidson, who is one of the better, he's 6'7", huge punter, left-footed kicker, booms one, fair catch, and this time it is Chad Beebe who makes it. So the Huskies offense with their true freshman quarterback back on the field after this.
$50 in total savings and no payments for 90 days. Hurry in today.
The 2015 Marathon Mac Football Championship, presented by Marathon, fueling the American spirit, and in part by Dr. Pepper and college football. It's a one-of-a-kind tradition, and AT&T, mobilizing your world.
3rd year in a row for these 2 proud programs to meet in this MAC championship game. Different uniforms here tonight. But Rod Carey back once again, 6th straight overall championship game appearance. Ties Marshall, longest streak in MAC history, longest streak in college football history for a team in a conference championship game. That's a pretty impressive play by the freshman quarterback, Tommy Fiedler, with the snap low, picked it up and completed to Argyros Turner for a decent game.
And that's like a run. That's what they've got to do. Get him started, get him some confidence. They said last night they want to try to get him to complete his first 5 passes. And anytime you put it in Turner's hands, you got a chance.
So 2nd and 4. We'll hand the ball off. 1 missed tackle. Not a second, though, for Boigneau. The junior from Aurora, Illinois. 18 touchdowns. Nobody in the MAC had more than Joel Boigneau.
Yeah, he's 4th in the FBS in touchdowns, so this guy's the real deal. But now we're going to be in a situation that Northern Illinois wants to be in. They're 3rd down and 3. He's got his entire playbook. What do they call on the young man to do?
And, well, at the moment, it's looking like a Wildcat situation with Turner, who caught that pass 2 plays ago. He's going to take the direct snap. And Argyros Turner faked a pass. He's going to run, and he got enough to get the first down. Very close, but he got it. So that's part of what Northern Illinois is going to try to do to help their walk-on quarterback is put the ball in that guy's hands.
Yeah, great call by the coaches. Good execution by Turner. We asked what they would do with a young freshman, and they put him on the bench for 3rd down and 3 and came up with something else. But they're going to have to be in a position to invent things tonight.
Your point was still a good one. Fiedler is going to throw, and pressured. He will be sacked. And I think in the end, he actually did a pretty good job to make sure he protected the ball. Taylor Royster got there first. Austin Valdez, also big-time tackler at a middle linebacker spot.
Royster's a 5th-year senior from Lima, Ohio. How about this? 5'10", 260. So he is hard to block coming off that corner.
Yeah, not your prototypical body type for a defensive end. Option style play. Boigneau takes the pitch. Boigneau across the 30 out to about the 33-yard line. It'll be 3rd down. And about 8.
A little surprised to see Northern Illinois open up with a drop back pass on 1st down with a young guy. So they're really probably have a script here, and they're trying to figure out what he can do and what can they do to figure out to stay on the field and make 1st downs. Now you're in a 3rd down and 8, so you're limited with your selection. Probably a screen or a draw.
Hard snap count. They will let some more clock lined off, get an adjustment to the play call.
Might move the quarterback as well because it looks like Bowling Green could be coming up inside with a blitz.
Well, play clock is winding down. They'll get it snapped in time. Pressure picked up. The throw is incomplete. Trying to hit Kenny Galladay, who's their big playmaker on the outside. Coverage from Alfonso Mack. It's 4th down.
Well, and then Alfonso Mack, such a good story. He came in here from South Bend, Indiana. Dave, he's a walk-on. He leads the team in interceptions. He's a 3.96 grade point average in psychology. I always hated those football players with a psychology degree because they always looked at me like they were trying to figure out what was in my mind, and that always bothered me.
All the motivational tricks and tools they weren't working on guys like Alfonso Mack. Jake Ambrose will punt for the second time. That's a low line drive kind of kick. Takes a sideways bounce. Northern Illinois will down it as it rolls close to the 30-yard line. Bowling Green with their powerful offense trying to get it going. No score.
USC, Stanford, Saturday at 7:45 on ESPN.
For a short time, only one place will have the season's best deal. It's Applebee's. Introducing the Taste the Change menu for $10 with dishes like crispy chicken, brisket enchiladas, and steak and stout gravy. Get a taste before it's gone. The Taste the Change for $10 menu, only at Applebee's.
I am totally blind, and sometimes I struggle to sleep at night and stay awake during the day. This is called non-24.
Learn more by calling 844-824-2424 or visit your24info.com.
Geared up for Monday night. ESPN Monday Night Kickoff.
This is a story about you, the incredible you. It starts with your DNA, your 23 pairs of chromosomes that make you unique. Your traits, your tastes. This is a story about why you became who you are. 23andMe.com is the first and only genetic service available directly to you that includes reports that meet FDA standards. You'll get personalized, detailed reports that provide unique insights into your health, traits, and ancestry. Simply order your DNA kit from 23andMe.com, provide your saliva sample at home, and mail it back. Then you'll be notified when your online reports are ready. You'll be able to explore your reports and use tools to compare your genetics with friends and family. See how your 23 pairs of chromosomes help tell the story of one incredible you. Order your DNA kit today at 23andme.com.
Well, back here inside Ford Field in Detroit, the Marathon MAC Championship. Bowling Green and Northern Illinois, and particularly Bowling Green with a very high-powered offense. Nobody's scored yet, though. 6:55 to go in the first quarter. That very much favors the Huskies. Bowling Green's offense, #1 third down conversions, 3rd overall total offense. Passing offense really impressive. Also can run the ball. Dino Babers has got a balanced system. Hand the ball off. And their tailback Travis Green did not get the first carry of the game. He's been the big numbers guy, but Fred Coppett last week went over 100 yards in their win against Ball State, and he gets the first carry of the night.
Well, since 2010, Alabama won 69 games, Oregon 69, FSU 68, and Northern Illinois 65. These guys aren't going to lay down.
Even with basically the 5th quarterback on the depth chart at the start of the year, starting tonight for Northern Illinois. Michael Allen, the sophomore from right here in Detroit, with the big hit. It'll be 3rd down for the Falcons.
Sure, he's got a lot of guys watching him tonight. A lot of family members and friends here. Big 3rd down, and this bunch is completing 51% on 3rd down. They're one of the best 3rd down teams in the country. In fact, they are the best. #1 in the FBS.
3rd and 4. And a handoff. Coppett with a big hole up the middle. He's got the first down and more to midfield. 13 yards.
Yeah, one of the great calls, Dave, because that's one, if you hand it up the middle and make no yards, the fans are all mad. And now they're at the line of scrimmage ready to go again.
So a nice run for Coppett. Now the quick hitter out to the right side, and Roger Lewis with the catch and run. Out of bounds into Northern Illinois territory. Tackled by Albert Smalls.
Roger Lewis is one of those burners. He's a guy that can score every time he touches it, and he has good height.
2nd and 6. Play fake right back to Lewis. Lewis trying to make a move to get right near that first down mark. He got it. with a yard or two to spare, so it's another first down for the Falcons.
And the Northern Illinois defensive staff told us they've got to stop the run, and that's what hurt them there. Now you see Bowling Green going to the run in short passes to get some confidence back to Matt Johnson.
This time he hits the inside receiver, Ryan Burbrink, who got a block from Lewis and made a nice gain. So now we see that rhythm and the quicker tempo from Bowling Green. This is really how they want to play.
It is. Northern Illinois said, you're not going to beat us deep. We're going to stay back. We're going to stop the run. And now what Bowling Green's doing is just trying to take smart plays.
Coppett, another big hole for Fred Coppett. He takes a big hit. But down inside the 20, Marlon Moore put the hit on. But Fred Coppett with a nice burst, the junior.
Quick passes and runs, Dave. That's the game plan, the adjustment that's made on the sideline that's working very well.
That time 15 yards. This one out to number 4, Garrett Veeder, who's tough to tackle. He is big, he is strong, and he drags a couple defenders for the Bowling Green first down.
He is their go-to guy. He's smart. He's a junior, but he's 6'3", 207 pounds, so these are big receivers that they're having to tackle.
And Matt Johnson and the Bowling Green offense on the move. The handoff, Coppett with a blocker in front, inside the 5, down to close to the 3-yard line.
You can see the game plan again. Go quick tempo. Every play has been like a run. Safe pass or hand it off up inside.
This time they will hand it off again. Coppett into the end zone, touchdown. He was the star of that drive. Fred Coppett, the junior, had a breakout kind of week last week. That's the first score of this MAC championship game.
Very impressive drive. Zone blocking up inside. They stayed behind their pads. They went right behind Udell, their best offensive lineman, 300-pounder, 5th-year senior, number 55. And Coppett puts it in the end zone. That was a statement drive. Good adjustment on the sideline. Really good play calling, good execution, good first score.
Extra point from Tyler Tate. Those have not been automatic for Bowling Green. Up and good. Some frustration for the Bowling Green offense. Their first 2 drives, not this time. It was number 28, Fred Coppett, who carried the load. 7-0 Bowling Green.
No matter why you're on the road, travelers all want the same thing. Great service, a clean, comfortable room, and a price that saves you more for what you travel for. And that's how we've always done things at Motel 6. Now we're renovating our locations nationwide with a fresh, modern look, still for the lowest price of any national chain. So you'll see us in a whole new light. I guess the more things change, a great deal stays the same. I'm Tom Bodette from Motel 6, and we'll leave the light on for you.
Cheez-It Grooves are the best of both worlds, like a Cheez-It and a chip.
Oh, you just put them together?
Yes.
Closer. Closer. They're kissing.
We take time for our cheese to mature in our crispy Cheez-It Grooves.
Toshiba's satellite radios, the Slash device for the Slash generation.
Really a beautiful night. Looking out across the Detroit River from the Canadian side, or close to it, back towards downtown Detroit. Bowling Green here in the MAC championship game with a 7-0 lead over Northern Illinois. It was Fred Coppett on the ground who was the driving force on that 10-play drive, 69 yards, 2 minutes 40 seconds. By Bowling Green standards, that was kind of a clock churner. Matt Johnson and his offense have the first 7 points of the game.
And we said the Bowling Green offense is very much like the Baylor offense. These guys are used to running about 84.7 plays per game, so they go really quickly. The thing people don't understand is this all starts with the run, and that was a very impressive drive with a lot of fantastic runs up inside.
Yeah, 10 plays, 6 runs. Every time we talk to Art Briles, I mean, he makes the point, he emphasizes the point, that Baylor offensive system, it's supposed to generate run offense. And we saw that from Bowling Green. Out and about on Saturday. Don't miss any college football action while you're on the go. Stream every game live. Download the Watch ESPN app or go to watchespn.com, and you'll need it tomorrow. A huge slate of games all across college football. And we were talking about Art Briles. He and Baylor playing at noon on ESPN. Temple Houston, fascinated by that one. The American Championship, probably a berth in one of those New Year's 6 games on the line. And then, of course, at night you got the Pac-12, you got the ACC, SC, Stanford, Carolina, Clemson. Goes down Northern Illinois, and a handoff coming left side, and a nice run. Jordan Huff, who's been a big play running back. He's sort of the second stringer, but almost like a home run hitter for the Huskies. He gets 12 yards and a first down.
I really like the way that Jordan Huff finishes his runs. He keeps his feet moving. He's got good vision. He turns up inside. This guy keeps those feet churning and falls forward.
Tommy Fiedler, and now Bowling Green jumps offside. I tell you what, Mac, that's going to be a penalty against Austin Valdez. He is a walk-on, true freshman quarterback starting his first game.
Offside. Defense number 16 made contact. 5-yard penalty. Remains first down.
That's like a veteran move. That's a couple times now he's gotten Bowling Green to be antsy along the line.
They said he's a cool customer, and he loves to play, and he'll embrace tonight. He just had 10 days to think about tonight, so he's a little bit more nervous when they put him in last week when Graham got hurt.
We saw Drew Hare, the starter for most of the year. The MVP of this championship game last year was a few weeks ago, where Drew Hare tore his Achilles, so he's out for the year. Huff still the tailback, and they're trying to get him organized, and now Rod Carey has to call a timeout. So you take the good, and you also take some bad with your true freshman walk-on quarterback, Tommy Fiedler. Northern Illinois has to use their first timeout. They're both Hare and Graham. Anthony Maddy at the start of the year was supposed to be the backup. He had back surgery, and he is out for the year. They have a recruited scholarship true freshman quarterback. They would really like to not play him. They don't want to burn his red shirt after he sat out the whole year. But you got Fiedler, who coming into camp was the number 5 quarterback on the depth chart. They're in the championship game, and he's the guy making his first college start. It really is a remarkable story. I guess, Mac, it would be even more remarkable if he plays well in Northern Illinois as an underdog finds a way to win.
Well, it's remarkable they got back to their 6th consecutive championship in the Western Division without the quarterbacks that started the season.
Yeah, because Hare missed the last few games, and they still were able to work their way into this game without him. Handoff on 1st and 5, and Huff out to the 45, a couple yards short of the first down.
And Bowling Green can't have mistakes like Austin Valdez jumping offside, because he's a leader. He's just a sophomore. But they can't let them start 1st and 5, because that's exactly what Northern Illinois is looking for.
Second down and 2 now. Returner in motion. They'll hand it off to Huff. That's exactly what you were saying about those legs churning. Now flag comes in.
Yeah, I like
spotted for a first down, but we'll see what the penalty is.
Yeah, I like this guy's feet.
Maybe a face mask, which of course in this part of the field, pretty close on the field at Ford Field, where
personal foul, face mask, defense number 37, 15-yard penalty, automatic first down.
Probably one that's going to be a little more famous over time. The face mask from last night. We're here at Ford Field, where Aaron Rodgers, the controversial penalty call, gave the Packers one more play, and Lions fans walked out of Ford Field. Yeah, that's about the spot where it happened. Was it a face mask?
Well, I think it was, if you're the official standing there and they didn't review it today. We've looked at it 172,000 times, so we've had a better look than they did.
Huff on first down. Northern Illinois moving the ball well for the first time into Bowling Green territory, down to the 30. That's a gain of 7 for Jordan Huff.
Northern Illinois is running to the left now, but center Andrew Ness and Aiden Conlon, those guys have started their 55th game tonight, more than anybody else in college football, so I'd run left too.
Our broadcast partner, Allison Williams, who grew up as a Lions fan. It was hard for us to drag her back into Ford Field for the game tonight. I don't think she wants to go anywhere close to that spot in the end zone. That's a first down run for Northern Illinois. Allison, we are glad you managed to come in tonight.
I am too. I have to tell you, I never thought I would have that kind of sinking feeling walking into Ford Field. Usually I'm pretty excited to come here, but as a Lions fan for my entire life, really, when I left that game last night, not that surprised. It's just kind of what the Lions do.
Allison was in the end zone. I think she tried to knock down the Hail Mary.
I would have been the only Lion trying to.
Yeah, good point. Fiedler throws, knocked down, incomplete. A play that will live in Lions history in infamy. Tyler Hardy made the breakup, pass intended for Galladay.
Hardy's a graduate transfer from Notre Dame. He was on special teams and a good player there. He's come here and he's become a leader and a senior and a really good football player for this Bowling Green team. Back in the state of Ohio where he was raised.
2nd and 10. Fiedler faked a little screen type pass, then tried to run, got to the 20, but only a yard, maybe 2 on 2nd down.
And Austin Valdez punished him for pulling him off sides a few minutes ago. That middle linebacker stepped up and stuck him. Austin leads the Bowling Green team with 120 tackles. Really good, heady football player inside.
So it's 3rd and 8. Fiedler, he's doing this about every time. Get to the line, act like they're going to go quick tempo, and then wait.
When it's 3rd and long, you've got to keep the right to kick because you need points here. So this will be something smart and quick.
You do have a good place kicker, Northern Illinois. And a penalty flag thrown. And that could impact field position for a kick. Fiedler stopped well short of a 1st down. But I think this one's going against Bowling Green. Might be another offside.
Offside. Defense number 51. 5-yard penalty. Repeat 3rd down.
They're having a hard time with that. And that does not make Dino Babers very happy.
Well, 3 critical mistakes and penalties on this drive that have kept Northern Illinois alive. 2 offsides penalties and then the face mask penalty. You can kind of understand the face mask when you're trying, you're tapping the grab. You cannot put up with offsides penalties.
So 3rd and 4, that is a different scenario for this inexperienced quarterback. Fiedler takes the snap. He's going to try to run once again. Fiedler got hit, tried to get there, and he did end up getting pretty close, but stopped maybe a yard short by Valdez.
Now you've got a big decision to make if you're Northern Illinois. Do you kick the field goal, but you think you've got to score a lot of points? So when we talked to Rod Carey, he said, we're going to take every chance. We're going for 4th downs. All the fakes are up. So this is the first opportunity for him to knock it through and send a message that we're going to stay in this ball game.
And I wonder whether he's going to burn a timeout. He will. In the final 30 seconds of the 1st quarter, it's a big play. It's a big decision. And Rod Carey may want to just talk about this for an extra moment or 2, but I think it is a good point you made. They're the underdogs. They know they are because of the kid who's playing quarterback for the first time in his career, so they got to take some risks.
And people would wonder why Coach Carey called a timeout here. Bowling Green changed their defense. If you've got an older quarterback that can check at the line or maybe get a different play, it would be different. But in this situation where you need to make this 1st down, you need to score, get your whole offense over there, get your young freshman quarterback over there, settle him down, pat him on the head. He's probably hyperventilating a little bit. We're good. We're good. We're in good shape here, son. Go out there and let's get this 1st down.
Yeah, and I think it's the right way to play the game for Northern Illinois. And they're not here just to keep it close. They know they got to take some risk. Bowling Green, the high-powered offense, but the walk-on quarterback. So out of the timeout, 4th down. They go for it a lot, Northern Illinois does.
Showed a spread formation, not going to a tight formation.
Wanyo, the tailback. Fiedler on 4th and 1, and the ball is dropped by Turner, and it'll be scooped up by Bowling Green. It wasn't going to matter who recovered it. The Falcons will take over. And I don't know about it. You're trying to use some misdirection, but that play call on 4th and 1 did not come close to working.
Well, it's speed sweep out of a power position, so they wanted to spread them out. They wanted to tighten them back up with the formation and then try to get on the corner. And it was just a tough snap off to the left a little bit for the freshman quarterback. And you got a freshman, a sophomore trying to get the ball, or a freshman, a junior trying to get the ball to the right place. You can see that it's going to be a walk-in, maybe for a touchdown. And that's the frustrating thing about coaching. When you can sit there and see it, you had it, but you've got to have the fundamentals right.
Yeah, and so maybe it's not as much about the play call, just the pure execution. Johnson out of the ball back, Hicks Dieter over the middle, and here comes Bowling Green outside the 40 to the 41. So after the fumble, a 1st down right away for the Falcons.
Yeah, these guys, you don't want to get them excited. You've got to make the 4th and 1s. You've got to cash in when you get 3 penalties on your good drive to get you down to score.
They want one more play before the quarter's over, and they'll get it. A handoff. And a straight-ahead run for Travis Green outside the 45 to the 46. So that'll be the end of the first quarter here from Ford Field in Detroit. No Hail Marys, at least not yet, for the Huskies and the Falcons, who've been here so many times, meeting for the third straight year in this game, and Bowling Green with a 7-0 lead.
The holiday season is here, and it's time to celebrate. With the best savings of the year, we're making this holiday the happiest of holidays. Right now, get the Sonata with 0.9% APR and no payments for 90 days. Hurry in for the Hyundai Holiday Sales Event today.
Intel's best processor is here, so you can take this very real, very terrifying memory and edit it, share it, play it back in 4K quality.
Introducing Intel's new 6th generation core processor. It's our best processor ever.
What's this? A box. It takes worn-out things and makes them better.
It's our biggest breakthrough yet. We're taking worn-out batteries and making them into something strong. Energizer Eco Advanced, world's first long-lasting battery made with 4% recycled batteries.
Other wireless carriers make families share data. Some way to say happy holidays. Switch to T-Mobile now and get 4 lines with up to 6 gigs each. Just $30 a line. That's 6 gigs each, plus unlimited video streaming with Binge On. Stream Netflix, HBO Now, Hulu, and more without using your data. And now, unwrap the Samsung Galaxy S6 for $0 upfront and just $10 a month. This year, tear into the holidays with T-Mobile.
When a moment spontaneously turns romantic, why pause to take a pill? And why stop what you're doing to find a bathroom? Cialis for daily use is the only daily tablet approved to treat erectile dysfunction, so you can be ready anytime the moment is right. Plus, Cialis treats the frustrating urinary symptoms of BPH, like needing to go frequently, day or night. Tell your doctor about all your medical conditions and medicines and ask if your heart is healthy enough for sex. Do not take Cialis if you take nitrates for chest pain, as it may cause an unsafe drop in blood pressure. Do not drink alcohol in excess. Side effects may include headache, upset stomach, delayed backache, or muscle ache. To avoid long-term injury, get medical help right away for an erection lasting more than 4 hours. If you have any sudden decrease or loss in hearing or vision, or any symptoms of an allergic reaction, stop taking Cialis and get medical help right away. Ask your doctor about Cialis for daily use. Insurance coverage has expanded nationally, and you may now be covered. Contact your health plan for the latest information.
North Carolina, Clemson, Saturday at 8 Eastern on ABC.
I'm Adnan Varuk in our college football studios, but of course I work on baseball tonight. I got some breaking news. Zach Greinke is leaving the LA Dodgers for a 6-year agreement with the Arizona Diamondbacks. A 1.66 ERA last season, the lowest by any starting pitcher since Greg Maddux in 1995. The D-backs outbid the Dodgers for Greinke. Dave Fleming, can you believe it?
That is an upset, Adnan. We were talking about the possibility of an upset in this game, Northern Illinois, with a walk-on quarterback. If they win, I'm not sure that would be as big of an upset as Zach Greinke going to Arizona, but good for the Diamondbacks. We'll hear from Adnan and Butch Davis at halftime. We're here in Detroit at the start of the second quarter. And the Falcons with their senior quarterback, Matt Johnson. Statistically, Zach Greinke's year was historic last year. Matt Johnson's putting up historic numbers for the Falcons, and they hand off on the first play of the second quarter. And Travis Green, who they love, power running from him into Northern Illinois territory. First down, gain of 11.
Yeah, this guy's a tough guy. He's a leader. He is the all-time leading rusher in Bowling Green history, and they love this guy. He's really a special player.
Carroll City, Florida. A lot of Florida kids on this Bowling Green roster. The almost snuck through it. I think he and his quarterback knew that was a big play potential. It just got knocked off balance. There was a hole there.
I like the adjustments Bowling Green's making. They were having trouble getting the ball downfield, and now they're just running straight ahead or using quick passes.
So 2nd down and 8. Bowling Green being a little more deliberate on this play call.
Northern Illinois said they could not let Bowling Green stay balanced, and that's what's happening right now.
And off to Green again, bouncing off one tackler, still going inside the 40 to about the 37-yard line. Let's go down to the sideline and Allison Williams.
This Bowling Green offense can make it so difficult just to get lined up correctly, and that's something NIU was struggling with, just getting the right personnel on the field and getting lined up. So coaches spend a lot of time with the players, making sure they're very clear on their assignments on the defense so they can get out there and get lined up quickly.
Thanks, Allison. It's part of the theory of this offense. Make it hard on the defense.
Yeah, good point. That's why you see these splits are so wide, because they make you go out with them so they can run the ball.
Look at those wide receivers, sideline to sideline. Johnson never crossed the line of scrimmage. He's going to throw. That one completed, but behind the line of scrimmage. Ronnie Moore, tough running, but stacked up short. That was an interesting play. And it was executed by Johnson and Moore, but it'll be 4th down.
This is the play that all the defensive coaches are griping about. You can run the option. No, he's not there. You can still throw it outside, or they're linemen downfield, or they're blocking downfield. But the ball's thrown behind the line of scrimmage, so it's still an eligible play.
And they're going for it on 4th down. They hand the ball off, and Green will lunge forward and get the 1st down. I think he had it without that extra effort, but that made it a certainty 1st down for the Falcons.
Well, you like him as a player. They line up very quickly on 4th down. They spread you out so much. You've got a corner, even 29, Paris Logan, in there trying to make the play, but he has to come from outside in and can't make the sure tackle.
Block from the left tackle, Jacob Bennett. Good offensive line for Bowling Green. Johnson taking a shot, and Travis Green didn't know where the ball was. It was on the more open side. If he had turned over that left shoulder, maybe he makes that catch. Maybe it's a touchdown.
And the front for Northern Illinois is getting pressure up inside the pocket. And when we start talking about Matt Johnson, he is a pro prospect, but he's only 6 foot tall. So a lot of times when those big bodies and arms get up in there from a guy like Lee, it makes it hard for him to see.
That is the disadvantage. That's why in a lot of cases there's a bias against shorter quarterbacks. Green with the handoff. Green 1st down and more. To the 15. Travis Green down to the 12. It's not been the aerial attack. 20 more yards on the ground.
That's what makes this bunch so tough. They can run it or they can throw it. They can stay very balanced. And right now they're ripping that front of Northern Illinois.
Now flags thrown as the ball is snapped. Our referee, Mark Klusinski.
Snap infraction. Offense number 71. 5-yard penalty. Remains 1st down.
Against the center of the run game for you've mentioned what an important part of Dino Baber's offense it is.
No, it's a very important part. You got to stay focused, but he's doing a good job here. They're blocking the line of scrimmage. They're blocking the front 7. And then you're looking at a guy like Travis Green, who's big enough and strong enough, he can run through tackles when those big linemen are leaning on him and knocking him off the ball.
1st and 15 after the procedure penalty against the center. Johnson with a shoulder fake, and the ball is dropped. Wasn't a perfect pass, but a chance for a catch for Ryan Burbrink. He couldn't handle it.
He's Mr. Sure Hands. He normally doesn't drop it. They go to an empty backfield with motion out of the backfield. Good protection up inside. It's a little bit low, but we always said receiver. If you can touch it, you got to catch it.
Yeah, he's got to catch that one. The senior, Burbrink from DeMatha High School in the D.C. area, known a little bit more for its basketball, although they've had a history of great football players as well.
They have. There have been some great athletes come out of that school.
11th play of the drive for Bowling Green. Leading 7-0. And a handoff straight ahead. Nice hole down to the 10. Stopped well short. They have to get to the 2 for a 1st down. Fred Coppett, who had the touchdown run on the previous drive. It's not quite 3rd and goal. They could get a 1st down if they're stopped at the 2 or inside the 2.
Bowling Green has 2 really good running backs, so they keep a freshman out there.
Coppett gets the carry straight ahead. Coppett stops short. This will be interesting to see what Dino Babers wants to do. Folliard with the tackle. It's 4th down.
This is a very impressive drive again. They found some creases up inside against that line of scrimmage. Baylor, Bowling Green, this bunch, they're going to go for it now, Dave. They score a bunch of points. Can't score 44 points if you don't go for 4th and 2.
So I don't think they have any intention of kicking. They'll hand the ball off, and Coppett trying to fight his way forward, did not get there. The offensive lineman got there, but he didn't have the ball. And Northern Illinois, no celebration yet. They're waiting for the official spot. But they stopped him short. They're going to get the ball back. What a good play by the Huskies defense.
Yeah, Boomer Mays steps up, and Fleming.
He's got the best name in the game, that's for sure.
He got the best name. It's a very good stop by Northern Illinois, but you're still way backed up.
So now Falcons will lead on their defense, leading 7-0 early second quarter in this MAC championship game.
There's people who care where I'm going, and good friends who welcome me home. So get a full tank of freedom, drive the American road. And with a full tank of freedom, find your own highway, we'll take you wherever you go.
Marathon is a proud sponsor of the Mid-American Conference. We back the MAC.
Opportunity has no slow season, no off days or downtime. Opportunity is everything you make of it. This winter, take advantage of our season's best offers on the latest generation of Cadillacs. The 2016 Cadillac ATS. Get this low mileage lease from around $269 per month or purchase with 0% APR financing.
This is how you'll look when you shop at DXL. But this is how you'll feel. All the brands you love, waist size 38 and up, all in one awesome store. DXL, you're looking good.
The Applebee's Taste the Change for $10 menu is here just for the holidays, with dishes like crispy chicken, brisket enchiladas, and steak and stout gravy. And everyone wants a taste. Come in and taste the change for $10 before it all disappears. Only at Applebee's.
When it's your job to protect the world's greatest nation, it's your responsibility to solve the world's greatest challenges. This is why we search for the best and brightest, why we train for every eventuality, on land and water, in the air, space, and even cyberspace. We operate in a complex world with one simple mission: win.
I am totally blind, and sometimes I struggle to sleep at night and stay awake during the day. This is called non-24.
Learn more by calling 844-824-2424 or visit your24info.com.
Dino Babers and Bowling Green with a 7-0 lead, but going for it on 4th down inside the 10-yard line and getting stopped short just a moment ago.
I would still go for it too. If you get 10 points, it's good, but you came right up inside. You've been making that play. And what they did, Fleming was on the outside. They didn't block him. He folded up inside well, and he stripped the ball loose, and Boomer Mays gets on it. Now, you've done what you should have done if you're Northern Illinois. You stopped them, no points. Offense got to get it on the other end.
Liddell Fleming and I are not related, just in case you had any curiosity about that. Hand off to Boigneau to the 5. Now, the flip side, and maybe part of the decision to go for it in that part of the field, is Northern Illinois with their walk-on true freshman quarterback pinned very deep.
Absolutely, and that would have been the other case for kicking the field goal to go up by 10 points, because you're not sure how many points that Northern Illinois will be able to produce tonight.
And the ball off, and near that goal line, that's a dangerous play, but a nice run by Boigneau to make sure he got to the edge. No danger of the safety there. It'll still be 3rd down.
Yeah, Boigneau's such a good player. He's big and thick. They used Galladay as misdirection coming up underneath. That's a very good play. Puts them in a manageable 3rd down and 4.
Well, you did see big number 54, Mike Minns, who's 5'10", but pushing 330. Minns is going to sort of rumble his way off the field. He is a big dude in the middle of the line.
Yes, Northern Illinois substitutes, so that allows Bowling Green to substitute. Now, if you're the offensive play caller at Northern Illinois, you're trying to figure out what have I got in my playbook to work on 3rd down and 4.
He's trying to get to the sideline to get a breather. Now the play clock is winding down, and I don't think they got a timeout. They'll take the penalty. I figured they were going to call a timeout. But no, they'll take the delay of game penalty. So it's third down, and that field position backed up even deeper.
Yeah, that's another killer, because you can manage 3rd and 4 with a young quarterback, because you can move him, you can have quarterback draw. A lot tougher on 3rd and 9.
I guess they wanted to save a timeout. I don't know. This part of the field, I might have burned that final first half timeout.
I know, Dave, sometimes I've been thinking the quarterback's going to call it, and I keep waiting, and he doesn't, and I didn't, and we got at the penalty.
Fiedler takes that snap, throws behind his intended target. That's dangerous. Turner was open, but the pass was off the mark. Now Northern Illinois has got a punt from the end zone.
Yeah, got to settle the young quarterback down. It was an all-out blitz by Bowling Green. The protection was very good. He had Turner, his fast guy in the flat, wide open, and just off the mark.
So pressure on the special teams. Jake Ambrose. Hayden Sack is the snapper. It's got to be a good snap. You got Ryan Burbrink deep to receive. And there you see that uncomfortable position for Ambrose, the punter. Good snap. And the punt is off. Burbrink will signal fair catch and make it. Good field position, though, in Northern Illinois territory for Bowling Green. Championship week. Of course, this is a championship game tonight here in Detroit. College Game Day crew going to be in Indianapolis for the Big Ten title game. Number 5, Michigan State. Number 4, Iowa. And the winner almost assuredly going to the playoff on New Year's Eve. Reese and the gang getting you ready for Championship Saturday. So many big games. College Game Day built by the Home Depot, 9 Eastern on ESPN. And as always, streaming live on Watch ESPN. So as of this past week, college football rankings, that same top 4, Clemson, Alabama, Oklahoma, Iowa, Michigan State, Ohio State. And I think we all back figure that Stanford still has a chance. They need some help. The selection Sunday to determine those 4 playoff teams in all the bowl matchups. First down, Bowling Green. A nice cut upfield for Burbrink. Stopped a yard short of a first down.
Well, you really like the ability of your quarterback, Matt Johnson, to get that ball out of his hand that quickly and be accurate. He's settled down now. We're about to see the Matt Johnson that we heard about.
Second and 2, the fake handoff. Again, that little misdirection type play. And Johnson, there are very few who do that as well. Finds Roddy Moore, where the quarterback starts running but doesn't pass the line of scrimmage. You can go forward as long as you don't cross that line. Then maybe backs up a step and throws the forward pass.
Takes an older guy that's done that many times to be able to execute that play.
And that is hard to defend.
Hard to defend.
First and 10, Bowling Green. Plenty of time in the pocket, all kinds of time. Now out of the pocket, he throws it away. Good coverage from the Huskies.
They came out and tried to double move them. They've hit so many short passes that if you look at the triangle up front, they showed the quick screen. He's clapping his hands. Then he tried to beat him deep over the top like he was blocking. There's nothing there. Good move by Matt Johnson throwing the ball out of bounds. Very good defensive play by Northern Illinois of keeping everything in front of them.
Bowling Green with the ball, with the lead. About halfway through the second quarter, screen pass. Green with the catch and run after Green. Picking his way ahead with those nifty moves. I think they will spot him maybe a half a yard short for third down.
Very good play call. Stops the big rush from inside. He lets Green slip out. What a move. Get up underneath.
Quickly, Johnson gets the first down on the quarterback keeper to the 20-yard line. First down, Bowling Green.
We said Northern Illinois is not worried about yards. They've just got to keep them out of the end zone.
All of the run production for Bowling Green basically has come right up the middle. We talked about that in the first half. They're going to hand it up the middle once again. Green with the spin move. Man, you can see why they like him so much.
You can see why he's the leading rusher in Bowling Green history. And he's 4th in the country in touchdowns, running touchdowns with 12. He is really a good football player. And folks, this guy's 190 pounds.
Again, just straight up the middle running. Green to the 10 with a flag thrown. He got the first down if the play stands. It may not. It's in that neighborhood where you come to expect a holding call against the offense.
Holding. Offense number 55. 10-yard penalty. Repeat, second down.
Alex Huddle, who's their best offensive lineman, called for the hold.
Just these guys that compete up front, and the officials a lot of times can call holding, but they usually have to see that jersey being pulled or shoulders turned. They have to see something dramatic before they're going to call it inside like this.
So that backs Bowling Green up. They were first and goal to go. Instead, it's second down and about 12. And back outside the 20. Empty backfield with Green in motion. Johnson throws back across his body. A terrible decision. And the interception. The return coming with a flag and another flag thrown. It's Brandon Mays. This could be against the Huskies trying to block on the return, but I'm sure the turnover is going to stand. And I have no idea, a guy who's made so many good plays in his career. No idea what Matt Johnson was doing. Ryan Burbrink, the receiver, is down and hurting.
No, Matt's got to run that ball. He's outside the pocket. He tried to throw it across the field, across his body. And sometimes a guy that's made so many plays in his career just tries to take chances that he shouldn't take. Run and get the first down.
During the return, holding on the return team number 44 will penalize half the distance to the goal. It's Northern Illinois ball, 1st and 10.
Well, it is a big play. 20 interceptions for this Huskies defense, 5th most in the country. They've had at least one in every game, and that one may have saved some points. Timeout on the field with Burbrink down, and we'll check on him when we come back. But that decision you were talking about.
Yeah, straight across his body. That's the 3rd interception for Brandon Mays. Exactly what the doctor ordered for Northern Illinois.
Opportunity has no slow season, no off days or downtime. Opportunity is everything you make of it. This winter, take advantage of our season's best offers on the latest generation of Cadillacs. The 2016 Cadillac SRX. Get this low mileage lease from around $339 per month or purchase with 0% APR financing.
At the Joseph A. Bank Great Holiday Sale, buy one suit or sport coat on sale, get the second free. Plus, buy one, get one free on all sweaters, pants, denim, dress shirts, ties, sports shirts, and more. Only at Joseph A. Bank.
AT&T presents the strongest of the strong. Let's see who can build the strongest college football app. Rocket?
Right, so I built a college football emoji keyboard that helps fans talk to each other during the game.
Strong. Emmett?
Potato skins. You said make an app. Is that not right? I made pot stickers that look like tiny football helmets.
Who's strong enough to watch the college football playoff with Bo? Get stronger with AT&T, the network with the nation's strongest 4G LTE signal.
Fact. When emergency room doctors choose an OTC pain reliever for their patient's muscle, back, and joint pain, the medicine in Advil is their #1 choice. Nothing is stronger on tough pain than Advil. Relief doesn't get any better than this. Advil.
The 2015 Marathon Mac Football Championship. Brought to you by Chick-fil-A. We didn't invent the chicken, just the chicken sandwich. Advil. Relief doesn't get any better than this. And Cadillac.
The auto industry all over the Motor City. GM headquarters in downtown Detroit. From Ford Field here in this Motor City. Northern Illinois takes over after the interception, but then the penalty on the return. So more very poor field position for the Huskies. Fiedler rolling out, throws, and that might have been out of bounds. The hat came off. But they, well, and now they're talking about it. Galladay was there, caught the ball, incomplete. No catch.
Good job of the officials working together. One guy saw it better than the other.
Rolling on the field is an incomplete pass. 2nd down.
If you're Bowling Green, you can't allow this young quarterback to get comfortable.
Well, tried, but it looks to me like the toe is already out of bounds.
Yeah, I think if he had smaller feet, it would have worked. But this guy's 6'4". He's got big feet.
It's 2nd and 10. They're going to hand the ball off. No, Fiedler keeps it. Fiedler's got a first down and more, and then goes into a slide. That's a big play. Indeed, Fiedler, you saw the quickness for 16 yards.
Yes, Bowling Green tried to get an extra player as a safety came in on the blitz, and Fiedler bounced around it because you had the guard pulling. It was quarterback power. Good first down.
Well, under 7 minutes to go, second quarter, still a one-score game. I think, look, it's not been pretty on offense for the Huskies, but I think all things considered, they like the position they're in. This time he did hand the ball off, and there was nowhere to go for Jordan Huff, and the ball comes out. Ball comes out. Bowling Green thinks they have it. Kind of a wrestling match for the ball there between the defensive lineman and the offensive lineman. Bowling Green's got it. Oh, that's a turnover, and it could well be a costly one for Rod Carey's team.
Mims makes the play again. He's a 327-pounder up inside. Green takes him. Trenton Green, he's a junior that's 213. They twist him, they turn him, and they knock the ball loose. That is a killer for Northern Illinois. They had the game stable. They're trying to move it, kill some clock before half, and now you're in a really tough position with this defense. Let's see if they can step up and hold them again.
Well, it was definitely a fumble we saw on that replay. James Sanford, the guy who knocked the ball loose, but it came out before Huff's knee was down. And now Bowling Green back in the red zone. That's an offsides against the Huskies. Free shot, pass up and incomplete. Intended for Roger Lewis. But I'm pretty sure that one's going to be against Perez Ford, the defensive end, the pass rush specialist.
Outside, defense number 44. 5-yard penalty. Repeat first down.
Well, Northern Illinois' defense in this part of the field has been good all year long. One of the best in the country. Tonight, Bowling Green has been in 3 times. They've only scored the 1 touchdown. Now a 4th trip inside the 20-yard line in this first half.
Yeah, Perez Ford trying to get off the mark too quickly. Gives them a 1st and 5.
Johnson, the quarterback, now will check to the sideline.
Very good play by Johnson there, too. They're offsides. You got a free shot. Go to your best player in the end zone. Very smart play.
Johnson, it looked like a design run. Keeps it. First down. Took a big hit at the end of the play from Boomer Mays. Maybe their best defensive player. It's 1st and goal, though, coming up.
Yeah, that's 2 really good football players. Quarterback draw. They're trying to slow down the rush. Boomer Mays, who actually came here as a deep snapper. What a hit. He did prove to them, since he's the best player on their defense, that he can do more than deep snap. He can knock you out.
He was not recruited to play on defense, recruited to be the long snapper. On 1st and goal, the carry from Coppett inside the 5, close to the 2. Ford, the helmet came off. Now he's arguing that it was ripped off. He wants to stay on the field. By rule, the helmet comes off. You got to come off for at least a play, unless it gets torn off by the defense, and that was what he was arguing. He didn't win the argument.
Yeah, and he's a senior that's been around a long time. He's turning to his defense and pleading with them to get a stop here as he's leaving the field. What a competitor. You like to see that in Perez Ford.
Extra offensive lineman, that's J.J. Beggin as a fullback. They will play fake and throw. Touchdown. Derek Lee, the tight end, was wide open. The fumble, good field position. Bowling Green capitalizes.
Very good play. You've got the tight end coming in motion to the left. The big tackle you put in to draw attention, going to the left, and you slip the tight end back to the right for a huge play. You get the turnover, and Derek Lee, Matt Johnson, turned it into points.
That extra point just snuck inside the right upright. It's good. 2 touchdown lead. The turnover was the key.
Yeah, turnover's the key. Northern Illinois cannot afford to have penalties or have turnovers to stay in this ball game.
USC Stanford, Saturday at 7:45 on ESPN.
Opportunity has no slow season, no off days or downtime. Opportunity is everything you make of it. This winter, take advantage of our season's best offers on the latest generation of Cadillacs. The 2016 Cadillac ATS. Get this low mileage lease from around $269 per month or purchase with 0% APR financing.
For a short time, only one place will have the season's best deal. It's Applebee's. Introducing the Taste the Change menu for $10 with dishes like crispy chicken, brisket enchiladas, and steak and stout gravy. Get a taste before it's gone. The Taste the Change for $10 menu, only at Applebee's.
Awake! Intel's best processor is here, and it helps PCs wake up instantly, just like you did.
That's great, but do you mind?
No, I don't mind.
Introducing Intel's new 6th generation core processor. It's our best processor ever.
We believe in possibilities. We're about getting things done, challenging traditions, and starting a few of our own. You see, we find new ways to do things. We like our way of living and taking care of our land. Who are we? We are Kubota.
It takes great sleep to live a great life. So Casper created one perfect mattress. It ships free in a big box. Try it at home for 100 nights and see. You'll sleep better, dream better, and live better. Upgrade your mattress at Casper.com.
Who's that? I'm in. Go Heels. Go Tigers.
Both those teams are hoping to be in. And Saturday on ABC, that's tomorrow night, Dr. Pepper ACC Championship game. Number 10, North Carolina. Number 1, Clemson, 8 Eastern. Also streaming live on Watch ESPN. Two really good quarterbacks, particularly Deshaun Watson. If Clemson's the winner in that game, no question there in North Carolina. A little bit more of a question. If they were to pull the upset, would they be a part of the playoff?
Well, it's one that the committee would decide on Sunday. I don't think so, because they've talked way too much about the two FCS teams that they've played.
Kick return here. Bowling Green's opened up a 2-touchdown lead. And Northern Illinois with a pretty good return outside the 20. A late hit. That one's going to go against the Falcons. That'll make the field position a little better. Turner with the return. Not a real smart play. And Elijah Ballou. I'm assuming that penalty is going to be against him.
Personal foul, unnecessary roughness on the kicking team, number 25. We'll add 15 yards to the end of the return. First down.
His head coach didn't look all that upset with it.
Oh, he's upset with it. He knew the cameras were on him. His head coaches usually have their hand over their mouth, and they're saying that may be the dumbest thing I've ever seen. Don't come late. I love you. You're a great young man. You're trying. Go and stop on the whistle.
So that was coach translation for Mac Brown.
Yes.
First down.
Yes.
Northern Illinois. Guanyo trying to get to that outside. Just couldn't really get there. Got a yard. Trenton Green from behind with some speed to make the tackle.
Yeah, Trenton Green's very physical. He's a junior from Miami Gardens, Florida. And Bowling Green right now is not allowing Northern Illinois to run the ball. And Northern Illinois can't stop Bowling Green. They've had 44 plays, 22 runs, 21 passes.
And field position's been one reason why. Acrobatic catch by Turner took nothing and turned it into something. Got a couple of yards. Hardy with the tackle, but Bowling Green's run as many plays in Northern Illinois territory essentially as the Huskies have run total plays.
Yeah, and you can see they're not organized and confident right now. They're kind of all over the place. They're having trouble concentrating on play selection, getting lined up. They've got to get the young guys settled, and the only way they can do that, in my estimation, is make some running plays.
So it's 3rd and 7 for Fiedler. Takes a snap, swings it out left side. Guanyo looking for a block, didn't get it. And a great tackle by Hardy once again. That Notre Dame transfer has made an impact in the first half. It's 4th down.
Hardy's really stepped up. He's a 6 foot, 188-pound graduate of Notre Dame. He's back home because he came to from Pinkerton, Ohio, and he makes a really good tackle against a very good back in space.
Kenny Galladay, the wide receiver, I think could have made a little better effort on that block. He barely even slowed up Hardy, so that didn't help. Ambrose another punt. That's not a great punt. They'll take a Northern Illinois bounce, though, and roll inside the 20 and go out of bounds at about the 16. Well, Bowling Green with their senior-led offense get the ball back up 14-0.
There's people who care where I'm going, and good friends who welcome me home. So get a full tank of freedom, drive the American road.
Good back in space.
Kenny Galladay, the wide receiver, I think could have made a little better effort on that block. He barely even slowed up Hardy, so that didn't help. Ambrose another punt. That's not a great punt. They'll take a Northern Illinois bounce, though, and roll inside the 20 and go out of bounds at about the 16. Well, Bowling Green with their senior-led offense get the ball back up 14-0.
Best hair standing, so you can be your best you. Phillips Norelco. Save up to $50 on Phillips Norelco.
I'm Matt Denver. Coming up in the DXL halftime report, the Big Ten championship game, Michigan State versus Iowa. Butch Davis and Joey Galloway on the keys to a victory for both of those teams. Also, Larry Fedora states his case for North Carolina, why he thinks his team should be in the playoff if they beat Clemson. And also when it comes to the Pac-12, Stanford versus USC, Butch and Joey disagree as to which team will emerge victorious. Find out who they think coming up at the half. Back to you, Dave and Matt.
All right, thanks, Ed. We'll look forward to that. And we still got a ways to go with this Bowling Green offense until halftime. 3:36, in fact, on the clock with all three timeouts. 3:36 is an extra long drive by their standards. They do have a long field in front, leading 14-0. Bowling Green fans, after last year losing in this same matchup in this MAC championship game, looking to turn that around. And Bowling Green, it hasn't been perfect, but when the pass wasn't working early, the run game has come forward for the Falcons, and I think that's been a huge key.
I've coached against this offense a long time, and you can't let the running game get going, and you can't allow them to screen you. They're really good at both.
Play fake, that sort of run pass from Matt Johnson, and he hits Ronnie Moore straight up the middle to the 30-yard line. In between the tackles, the designed rushes for Bowling Green. We know the numbers don't exactly match, but the designed runs, handing the ball off straight ahead, has been where the Falcons have had incredible success. Pass to the edge, run up the middle. That's a nice 1-2 combo.
And that's a run. You throw a ball short to a really good player. You've got Ronnie Moore, who's 170 pounds, but he's really good in space. And they're just keeping the ball moving.
I don't know if he got a stinger or a real injury there, but Ronnie Moore, one of the reliable targets on the outside to the sideline, and not healthy. Now the clock stops.
The ruling on the previous play was they made the line to gain for a first down. The play is under further review.
Now maybe Bill Algie, the replay official, was just feeling left out. He hasn't had to make any rulings in this first half, so they're going to stop and take a look.
And that's a real big break for Bowling Green. Number one, they get to check Ronnie Moore's shoulder and get a little more time with him. And number two, you go back over your game plan. You can see he's really tough in space. He bounces off, he goes forward, and just fell awkwardly on that right shoulder.
Well, I think they gave him a pretty generous spot. Looked to me like the knee was down back closer to the 39-yard line as opposed to out by the 40. So that's what they're reviewing here, the spot. The point you made was a good one. Bowling Green has time. No matter what the ruling is, if they say, no, didn't quite get there, you have a chance to decide what play you want to call anyway.
No, you said 2:58, 3 timeouts is eternity for the Bowling Green offense. Now, you can see Coach Carey, he knows he can't let them in here before the half. 2:58, you get the ball to start the second half because Bowling Green won the toss and took the ball. This is a huge set of downs for Northern Illinois to hang in this football game.
Talking to the folks upstairs. We'll take one more look. The question is the spot. Did he get all the way to the 40 for the first down? The knee's down there, and to me that's a good yard, even maybe a yard and a half short of the 40-yard line. Not the straight angle straight across the field.
After review, the runner was down short of the line to gain. It will be 2nd and 1 at the 39-yard line.
And the coaches have seen this upstairs, so the Bowling Green coaches have already worked on what they're going to call on 2nd down and 1.
Moore's got the helmet on, looking in a little less discomfort, still talking about that arm injury. We saw the awkward landing after the tackle. 2nd and 1 for Bowling Green.
And Moore has to stay out regardless because he has to stay out one play since he came off the field for an injury.
They have a lot of good receivers on this Falcons team. Travis Green, the tailback. They'll give it to number 8. Again, just straight up the middle. Not a lot of nuance in the run game for a nice positive gain, and now officially a first down.
Yes, and now they're sitting in a position where they'll have to respot it. They start the clock immediately, but the clock really doesn't affect these guys.
Well, you can see the total yardage. Bowling Green starting to dominate. You feel for Northern Illinois because they're starting a walk-on, true freshman quarterback, his first career start in a championship setting. That's not easy. Burbrink just goes down. Maybe a gain of 5 on first down. Clock continues to move, but plenty of time for Bowling Green.
And Bowling Green's hitting on all cylinders now. They're running it up inside. They're throwing the screens outside. They still have the ability to go deep, but plenty of time with 3 minutes left.
Johnson gets organized. 2 minutes to go until halftime. Johnson, a shoulder fake, now looks back left. Dieter with the catch, and they will keep the clock winding and say tackle inbound by Lurie.
That's really good job by Lurie keeping him in bounds. And Lurie's a guy that's leading the nation with interceptions. He's had 35 tackles, and he's only a sophomore from Aurora, Illinois.
So now they have stopped the clock. I'm not sure what the referee saw there.
Set the game clock to 1:51. 1:51.
They put a few extra seconds on. Bowling Green's got all 3 of its timeouts, so the clock really, the tempo of their offense should not be a huge factor here for Dino Babers. He told us, and we asked him last night before the game about all the talk about jobs around the country, his name involved in a lot of these openings, and he said, well, I'm just totally focused on this game. I've told every school that's called me that I'm focused on this game. As soon as this game is over, he's willing to talk.
Progress in the field of play. The clock will start. Am I ready?
It's a very difficult time for coaches. I'm telling you, the wives are asking, the assistant coaches are wondering, the players are asking. You're talking to your agents. You're trying to make decisions. You're trying to manage it, but still win your championship. If you need to move, you need to move. It's a difficult time.
3rd and 2. They'll hand the ball off. Green first down inside the 45. Stopped at about the 44. The clock will stop momentarily on the first down. Again, Bowling Green's got all 3 of those timeouts. 1:32 on the clock. Now they will wind.
Really good stop by Boomer Mays, but when you've got 1:26 and you're Bowling Green with 3 timeouts, you still got a lot of time.
Look at the total plays. This will be the 50th of the half for Bowling Green. Some pressure. It's a screen pass. Green gets a block. Green to the 40. That ended up being well defended by Northern Illinois. And now Bowling Green will use its first timeout. Another flag thrown. And that's going to be against number 44. Perez Ford has lost his temper here, and his head coach is telling him to pick up the helmet.
Defense number 44. 15-yard penalty. Automatic first down.
So he gets flagged for unsportsmanlike conduct. Well, that's the second time his helmet is flung off, and that's what he's arguing. It's being knocked off.
This is their first of the half.
That's not what the penalty was for. This is what the penalty's for. You can't do that.
No, you can't do it. He's a senior. He's a tough guy. He's been in this game. He's won this game. He's frustrated. He can't get to Matt Johnson. His helmet's come off twice now. It didn't look like Bowling Green did anything. Tighten up those chin straps, big guy. But you have got to keep your composure when things aren't going well. This is like an elevator. It's going to be up and down, and that's the way football games are. That's why they're fun to watch. But what a great learning experience for this young man. Grow up. Let's get back on the field. Let's understand we like the fact you are frustrated because you're such a competitor and you want to stop them. You're the best pass rusher. You can't get there, but this entire football team is watching you and seeing how you handle adversity. Seniors have to handle adversity for the rest of the guys to be able to do the same. Plus, with a 15-yard penalty, he puts Bowling Green in much better shape and ends up hurting his team more than helping.
Well, most coaches in this back call him the best, most explosive pass rusher in the conference. He's been quiet. He's been neutralized. Maybe that also part of the frustration in this first half. Not easy to pass rush against Matt Johnson and Bowling Green as quickly as they distribute the ball. And penalty yard, he puts it at the 25. Handoff on first down. Green up the middle. What a move. Travis Green basically untouched. What a run. That little jab step. It's 20-0 Falcons. 25 yards for the touchdown. That was a big-time play from Travis Green. With Perez Ford just watching from the bench after the penalty. Well, we said they had plenty of time to get up the field and score. They left 1 minute 4 seconds on the clock. Extra point is up, and it is good. It's 21-0.
Well, this big guy, who is their leader on the football team other than Matt Johnson, running up inside. He gets a one-on-one situation with a safety. The safety comes up, and he completely takes out Brandon Mays, the 5-year senior from Northern Illinois. Right, left, and in the end zone. It's hard to tackle a guy 190 pounds coming downhill that fast at you. But when he's got the moves that this big guy's got, Travis Green has got it all. He can catch it, he can run with it, and he just took a short run and put it in the end zone.
I thought that somebody maybe touched his hip at the line of scrimmage. I think literally he was untouched. Nobody even got a piece of the towel on that 25-yard touchdown run. And Brandon Mays is a good player. He already has an interception in this game. He will not enjoy watching the highlight of that one.
No, that's hard to tackle that big guy. And I could have gotten through the hole. I probably would have pulled up before I scored. He is what a run in open field, and the coach just couldn't say enough about his toughness, his leadership, and his ability to run up inside has stretched the score out to 21-0.
They'll kick the ball deep into the end zone for a touchback as Northern Illinois has 1 minute 4 on the clock. Tomorrow on ESPN, the Pac-12 championship game presented by Dr. Pepper. Number 20 USC lost at home earlier this year to Stanford. Can they turn the tables? The number 7 Cardinals still have a chance at the playoff with a win and then some help. Coverage at 7:45 Eastern on ESPN and streaming live on Watch ESPN. And you get a chance to watch Christian McCaffrey run. My goodness. Third player in the history of FBS football with 3,000 all-purpose yards in a year. He's got a great chance to break the all-time record from Barry Sanders. Stanford trying for its 3rd Pac-12 title in the last 5 years.
And I'm glad to see Clay Helton named at USC. The guy's been the interim coach twice. He's settled them down. He's got them headed in the right direction. And I like his ability to move this forward.
Now Tommy Fiedler, Northern Illinois, just hand the ball off. For the Huskies, you mentioned Clay Helton, the head coach now, the permanent head coach of USC. His team had a pretty cool reaction when they were told from Pat Hayden earlier this week. So the players like him.
They do, and I'm sure that's one of the main reasons that they kept him.
Okay, you got the job, coach. Now go out and win the Pac-12 championship game, and if you don't, there'll be pressure on you because he's USC.
There's no question.
So we hope you enjoyed that moment.
What have you done for me lately?
Bowling Green's going to use a timeout here. 31 seconds on the clock, and Bowling Green not just letting this first half go. It'll be third down coming up. We've mentioned how Dino Babers' name is very much in the news, and it could well be as soon as the final second ticks off the clock in this game. The agent's going to get a phone call. There's been lots of hirings, lots of news this week, and some big names on that list.
Yeah, Brocco Mendenhall was hired today. He did an outstanding job out at Brigham Young. He's a friend of mine. I've coached against him numerous times, and he'll bring a lot of experience and a new look into Virginia. And they've got a chance. Matt Campbell, who's from this league, just went to Iowa State. He upset Iowa State when they came into Toledo this year. A lot of great young coaches out there. Mark Rick, it's another start at his school. I saw him with the U today. He's gotten it started. And you're right, there's still some really important openings out there. And Dino will be mentioned in every one of them.
So big news this time. It always happens about this week when teams finish up their regular season. The teams that aren't in championship games are usually the teams that are changing coaches. So this is always an active week. This week, maybe more than ever. Out of the timeout, third down. Fiedler's going to throw the ball. Nope, he had nowhere to go with it, so now he's going to run. And before he got to the line, he took a hit and threw it away. That stops the clock. 23 seconds to go in the half. Ballou with the hit. It's fourth down.
Well, it stops the clock and saves another timeout for Bowling Green. So they get a chance to either block the punt.
Now remember, they don't have any quarterbacks left. I mean, this is basically it. And he comes up hurting a little bit. He's a lefty. They'll have halftime to feel better because they need him. They pressured the punt. It will be a returnable punt for Burbrink, who goes down at the 31-yard line. 14 seconds on the clock. They've already lost 3 quarterbacks to injury. Their starter, number 12, Drew Hare, who was the MVP of this game last year. You see him. Number 13 is technically available. That's Daniel Santa Catarina. But he is a true freshman who has not played, and they really, 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 really don't want to burn a red shirt.
He's staying out of the way.
Yeah.
He doesn't want for Coach Carey to see him and think he could get in. Dave, the coaches call this crazy season. You got juniors thinking about going out early. You've got coaches looking at other jobs. You may have an assistant leaving for a head job. You may be talking to other people while you're trying to win a championship game. It is the craziest season.
Now let's see if Matt Johnson has Aaron Rodgers' arm. This is about the spot on the field, or fairly close to it, where last night here at Ford Field, penalty flag thrown. Was there a face mask? I don't think so. I don't think so. But forever now, right? It was right in this spot.
Offense number 67, 10-yard penalty. Repeat first down.
So a 10-yard penalty holding against the Falcons, which may mean they'll take a knee. I was kind of hoping we might get to see the arm of Matt Johnson just for fun. A moment that everybody in sports was talking about today.
Well, with Northern Illinois struggling like they are, I think you'll see Bowling Green be very conservative here with 8 seconds left and just walk in and be proud of their 21-0 lead, because they know right now they're dominating on both sides of the ball.
Northern Illinois does get the ball at the start of the second half, but Bowling Green in firm control, looking for a MAC championship now. Adnan Virk, Joey Galloway, Butch Davis. It's the DXL halftime report.
All right, thank you very much, Dave. I can imagine Mike Lynch is happy. Bowling Green's co-offensive coordinator and the running backs coach is right now. Bowling Green is having their way with Northern Illinois. Alongside Butch Davis and Joey Galloway, I am Adnan Virk. Let's turn our attention, though. It is Conference Championship weekend to the Big Ten as Michigan State takes on Iowa in Indianapolis. And Michigan...
Change your mind. Sorry.
Welcome back to Dr. Pepper Championship Week.
Welcome back to the Marathon MAC Championship. On a beautiful night, looking across the bridge to Canada from Detroit, Michigan at Ford Field. Bowling Green, after a sluggish start with a 21-0 lead over Northern Illinois. Third straight year these two teams have met in this championship game. Dave Fleming, Mac Brown back with you. And Mac, it was a sluggish start for a very powerful Bowling Green offense. We talked a lot about their pass game. It was on the ground where they had most of their success.
You got to give their coaching staff a lot of credit. They started throwing the ball. They had trouble with protection. They dropped a few balls. Matt Johnson wasn't on. He didn't seem confident and relaxed. And they lined up and started running north and south, which is one thing this offense does very well. Nobody touches the guy until he gets all the way to the safety at Mays. Then they power through the end zone. Even the quarterback now says they're not there because they're trying to spread out and stop. I'm going to run the ball. But this guy's been the difference. He can run inside. He can run outside. He's powerful, but he's so quick that he can make a tremendous senior safety, and Brandon Mays missing for that score, and running up the middle has led to a 21-0 lead.
So that leads us to our game track, brought to you by Marathon. 21-0 Green with the 86 yards and a touchdown. It's not like Matt Johnson didn't play well, but not a huge statistical game for him. And the big story for Northern Illinois, their true freshman walk-on quarterback Tommy Fiedler, who just didn't get much going on offense, and it's hard to blame him. His first start of his career in a championship setting against a very good Bowling Green team. Essentially coming into the year the fifth-string quarterback on the depth chart for Northern Illinois. And yet they're going to have to figure out some way to generate offense, maybe on special teams. The kick return for Turner, well covered though. And the Northern Illinois will have the ball inside their own 20. Let's welcome in Allison Williams.
Yeah, Dave, that's pretty much what NIU head coach Rod Carey said. They have to figure out one way or the other to start moving this football in the second half. That's where his starting quarterback, true freshman, Tommy Fiedler, he said he's been okay, but the guys around him have not been very good. But it's time for him to get going, because right now, guys, as he pointed out, they're losing the turnover battle. They're losing in the kicking game and field position. Yeah, that is a good point, Allison, because all the other stuff had to go right for Northern Illinois. They knew they were going to be limited in what they could do offensively. Fiedler keeps the ball and gets a yard, maybe two.
And at halftime, Coach Carey got with them and said, let's spread it out. We got to figure out ways how to run the football. We understand our backs to the wall. We've got a young quarterback. This isn't the best situation for us to be in, but it is what it is. And I think now we will see them stay with the same game plan. They have a limited playbook. They can't line up and throw it every play.
Second down and 8. Swing it out to that left side. Maybe that's part of what Coach Carey's talking about. The guys around Fiedler got to help him out. That's Argyros Turner, good playmaker on the outside, just now dropped the ball.
Well, and you can see he took a ball 10 yards deep or 8 yards deep out of the end zone. They're pressing a little bit. They know it's not going well. This is a proud football team, and if you're not careful, you lose your concentration some, because you either start pressing or just get a little bit depressed that things aren't going well.
3rd and 8. First possession of the second half. 1 for 7, Northern Illinois. On 3rd down, a lot of them have been 3rd and long. That's a nice delivery, and it's dropped. Man, right there in the hands of Breskison in a Big Mac championship game last year, and that would have been a first down. That's just an out-and-out drop.
Really good protection up front. You had a twist. You had some blitz. They tried to bring an extra guy inside. It was a very good throw, but he just turns his head around too quickly and doesn't keep his eyes on the ball. Again, this team's pressing a little bit right now. Settle down, guys. It's 21-0. You can get back in this ball game. They're never over. Help the young guy.
They could use a special teams mistake, some kind of big play. It won't be on this play. Punt is a good one, though. Rolls inside the 30 down to about the 27-yard line. Well, celebrating its 11th year sponsoring the Good Hands Field Goal Nets, Allstate makes contributions to participating universities' general scholarship funds for each field goal and extra point kicked. To date, Allstate has contributed millions in scholarship funds.
And the truth, Dave, is this defense has to step up and keep Bowling Green from running right at them, running up inside, to give their offense a chance to get something going. But until they start stopping the run, it's going to be a long night.
And maybe number 44 after some mistakes. Boomer Mays, the middle linebacker, number 45, another one of their playmakers. Well, before even the first play for Bowling Green, that might be on the center again. Tim McAuliffe, who already got called for one penalty.
Snap infraction. Offense number 71. 5-yard penalty. remains first down.
When's the last time you saw a game where the center was called for 2 of those in the same game?
Well, it could be the defensive line calling the snap count. It could be that they're starting some motion up front. And Bowling Green has to be very careful, since they know that Northern Illinois is not running the football, that they don't get complacent here and think this thing's already over.
First and 15. Matt Johnson, the quarterback, hands the ball off. Coppin, big hole, straight ahead. That's exactly what you talked about coming out of halftime, where essentially all of the yards for Bowling Green. There's not a lot of nuance to this.
No, and that was a blitz. It was a run blitz on first down. They brought the linebackers on a cross stunt. Bowling Green picked it up very well.
A less than effective run blitz, that's for sure. Play fake, down the throw. Nice delivery from Johnson. Complete to Roger Lewis. First down, Falcons.
When you've got your running game going, you have your complete playbook. Now play action makes it easy to get it to your best receiver in Lewis.
And one thing about Matt Johnson, he has so many skills. Ball handling is also a skill. He makes it tough for the defense to figure out where the ball is. Coppin, power running across midfield into Northern Illinois territory.
By going this quickly, they make it hard for you to substitute, so they wear you down. They stay on the field. They're averaging 84 plays per game. And they also make you get lazy with your eyes and your stance, because things are going so quickly, it's hard to line up.
Travis Green on the sideline maybe saying, well, I could get these yards that Coppin's getting. They've got 2 good running backs. Coppin, there's got a lot of that same Travis Green kind of power down to the 45.
Yeah, it looks like the defensive front for Northern Illinois is really discouraged right now. They're going to have someone step up. These guys are good. They've been around a lot of football. They've won a lot of games. Come on, guys. There you go. Big boy, step up. Come on, Perez. Let's get them stirred up here and get a stop.
Third down and 3. Johnson. Another play fake. A perfect pass. And there's the speed of Roger Lewis. Touchdown. 45 yards. Close to the same play we saw a moment ago. And another great strike from Matt Johnson. 15th touchdown catch of the year from Lewis. 43rd touchdown pass of the season from number 11.
You're in a position where you can't stop the run unless you bring some extra guys. They put 8 in the box. They start bringing them. It leaves Lewis one-on-one with Paris Logan, a 5-year senior defensive back, and he just couldn't cover him.
Well, that's what makes this Bowling Green offense so hard to stop.
This big guy is fast. He can catch. What a route. He gets Paris on his heels and takes it the distance for the touchdown.
There's people who care where I'm going, and good friends who welcome me home. So get a full tank of freedom, try the American road. And with a full tank of freedom, find your own highway, we'll take you wherever you go.
Marathon is a proud sponsor of the Mid-American Conference. We back the MAC.
For a short time, only one place will have the season's best deal. It's Applebee's. Introducing the Taste the Change menu for $10. With dishes like crispy chicken, brisket enchiladas, and steak and stout gravy. Get a taste before it's gone. The Taste the Change for $10 menu, only at Applebee's.
This is how we do it.
Introducing the Dish 2-year TV price lock. Get 190 channels for just $49.99 every month for 2 years. And those hidden monthly fees others charge? With Dish's 2-year price lock, there are none. It's just $49.99. Watch TV, not your bill. Lock it today and get Netflix or Red Zone from NFL Network included for 1 year. Call 1-800-DISH-LOCK.
I am totally blind, and sometimes I struggle to sleep at night and stay awake during the day. This is called non-24.
Learn more by calling 844-824-2424 or visit your24info.com.
for the Pac-12 championship.
Stanford's playoff hopes remain alive.
USC, Stanford, Saturday at 7:45 on ESPN.
Back here in Detroit for the MAC championship game. City decorated for the holidays. A lot going on in downtown these last couple of nights with the NFL here in Ford Field. Last night, Lions-Packers. Here tonight, the MAC championship. Bowling Green and Northern Illinois. These two schools very familiar with this setting, with this game. Northern Illinois has been here 6 years in a row. This is the third straight matchup with Bowling Green. Huskies, though, know they're in big-time trouble. Down 28-0.
Yeah, some bad looks on that bench on the Northern Illinois side, and these guys are having fun on the Bowling Green side. You gotta keep playing. You can't. Don't look at the scoreboard. Just keep playing.
We'll see if Turner can come up with a return. One of the best kick returners in the country to the 20-yard line. Another look at that Bowling Green touchdown.
It's a play-action pass. You're outside one-on-one with Lewis, who's very hard to cover. Matt Johnson ends up with play action. Watch both linebackers step up, but the safety's the key. He's coming up inside, and it lets him get the ball over the top for the touchdown. And you're asking Paris Logan to cover one of the best receivers in the country one-on-one. He can't let him get inside if you're one-on-one unless he's supposed to have help from the safety, and we don't know that because we're not sure of the call.
Matt Johnson was loving it. Just a perfect play. Play action for Tommy Fiedler. Throws over the middle. And that one is caught and rumbling the tight end, Desroy Maxwell. The best play of the night for Northern Illinois out near midfield. That's a gain of 27.
Yeah, keep playing. Young quarterback settles down now. The pressure's off. Good protection. This team's got a lot of pride. They're not going to lay down and quit. I like their coach. He's a tremendous pride. He played for Bill Mallory at Indiana, so he's been yelled at before. Coach Mallory's one of the best.
And one of the loudest.
And he can coach them hard. You got to love Coach Mallory.
Fiedler, that short completion inside Bowling Green territory down to the 45-yard line.
Now this will help Northern Illinois. Gets a little confidence. He's had 2 drop-back passes now. Both are complete. Everybody will get a little bit more focused because we got a chance to get a drive going.
You might have noticed that at the top of the screen. We're counting down now. Selection Sunday, noon Eastern on ESPN after all the rest of the championship games tomorrow. Fiedler keeper inside the 40. It's a Northern Illinois first down.
This young man was put in a very difficult position, as Allison said, with all the injuries early, but he's still competing. True freshman, preferred walk-on, 5th team when they started the season, and he's just played for about 10 days.
Fiedler looking to throw, now again runs, and he got down in a hurry, and I think that was a good decision because it looked like Austin Valdez was lining him up.
I think the coaches said, we're through. We don't have anybody else. So
nobody else.
You stay on that field and you slide. Don't take a hit.
Yeah, there's some of, not all of, the injured quarterbacks for Northern Illinois. Drew Hare, the starter, the MVP of this game last year on crutches. Ryan Graham, who won 3 games in Hare's place, also hurt him out. That's a completion to the right side. Brescacin hangs on, and some tough running inside the 35. To about the 33.
Another great tackle by Alfonso Mack. We mentioned him earlier. He's smart. He's a walk-on. He's not going to be a walk-on very long, Dave. As soon as this season's over, because he's leading the team in interceptions with 5. He's an outstanding tackler, but even a better student. That young man will be on scholarship.
Yeah, at the bottom of the screen, number 26 for Bowling Green. 3rd and 5 for Northern Illinois. They hand the ball off, going backwards. Well, I was about to say it's got to be 4-down territory, down 28-0. And I would think that is still the case, but that doesn't help. Elijah Ballou, the sophomore from Cincinnati.
The offensive line did a good job in protection. They've got some outstanding players with Ness and Conlon up there, but a lot of penetration by that front from Bowling Green.
0 for 1 tonight on 4th down. Fiedler with that hard snap. That has worked a couple times in this game.
It looks like they were ready to blitz. Now they're probably checking out of it because when you show blitz, usually you don't come.
Well, just rush 4, get there anyway. Fiedler scrambling, throwing deep, and it is intercepted. Inside the 5, and there's the guy you've been talking about, Alfonso Mack. That's number 6 on the year for the walk-on. From one walk-on to another, this time the defense wins.
He was a really good walk-on, but that's better than a punt. It's better than having a short pass or an incomplete pass. So, young man, don't feel too bad about that when they're backed up at the 2-yard line. And other than making the first down, that's the best thing that you could have done in this situation. Stepped up, did a good job. Running to his right is a left-hander, turned his shoulders, just didn't get enough on it, and another tremendous play by Alfonso Mack.
Yeah, well, that's a good point you make, because you got a young kid who's feeling down about throwing the interception, but it's a lot better than taking a sack or just throwing it away. At least give your team a chance. But it was that guy, Alfonso Mack, who came up with his 6th interception of the year. Bowling Green talked about, well, a lot of guys have chances to pick him off. He actually hangs on. He's got good hands on the outside, so he gets some opportunities and makes those turnovers. Another one for Alfonso Mack.
10 years ago, Dave, they said if you can't catch, move the defensive back. And now it's so important to win the turnover battle that you can't play defense in this league or any other league in major college now without having good hands.
Johnson running an option play, pitches it to Travis Green, who almost looked like he was thinking about throwing the ball. Northern Illinois calling for the safety. It was not that, but they did push it backwards to the 2-yard line. It's going to be 3rd and long.
Yeah, this is a big 3rd down, because if you can stop them, get a short punt or a punt return, maybe a punt block, and then you're in a position that you can make it. Really good play by Boomer Mays. That guy's amazing. He's got good instincts. He felt it. They slanted away from him. He goes downhill and makes an inside-out tackle on a very good running back.
So you're right, Northern Illinois, their chances of winning this game are not good, needless to say. But you're in a spot on the field where a big play on defense could at least change the feeling of this game. Play clock is winding down. Bowling Green will use a timeout to avoid the penalty, which would have cost him a yard.
And David, if your players or coaches on the Northern Illinois team, what you're saying right now, we got to stop them. You can't say it's over. You can't say we can't win the game, because anything can happen in college football. Coach Babers is saying, be smart here now. Let's don't turn it over. Let's keep the right to punt, because they're not moving the ball well. Northern Illinois is saying we've got to get something out of this field position and at least start back getting in this ball game.
Timeout, setting up 3rd and 11. We'll set up Allison Williams on the sideline.
Well, exactly what Mac was talking about is kind of what was being discussed on the NIU sideline. The message to the defense was, we've worked too hard to be blown out like this. They need to see more effort. They need to see more energy out there defensively. Guys are just kind of dragging themselves around, and they didn't like the effort that they had to start the 2nd half. They have to be more physical inside too, guys.
Well, an opportunity here on 3rd and long. Play fake from the end zone. Johnson delivers, and that one is caught. Now, even if they say it's a catch, and that's what they are saying for Roger Lewis, it is short of the 1st down in the part of the field where Bowling Green will punt. So it's not a turnover scoring play for the defense, but I still think a good job by Northern Illinois.
Very good job. And what Allison said is point on. They have not stopped the run. So don't just blame your freshman quarterback and have an easy out. You guys have 5 seniors on this defense. Step up and make some plays and still allow the freshmen to get back in this ball game.
Davidson, the academic All-American, 6'7" punter. Toward midfield, Beebe juggled it, but kept it. Chad Beebe into Bowling Green territory. So we'll see, maybe a chance for the Huskies offense down big when we come back.
And then Santa's workers zapped it right to our house. And that's how they got it here.
So Santa has a transporter?
For the big stuff. And it's a teleporter.
Cool.
The magic of the season is here at the Lexus December to Remember sales event. This is the pursuit of perfection.
The Applebee's Taste the Change for $10 menu is here just for the holidays, with dishes like crispy chicken, brisket enchiladas, and steak and stout gravy. And everyone wants a taste. Come in and taste the change for $10 before it all disappears. Only at Applebee's.
Love smart solutions? Try Philips Norelco shavers. 72 rotating blades to catch even the last hair standing, so you can be your best you. Philips Norelco. Save up to $50 on Philips Norelco.
Romantic moments can happen spontaneously, so why pause to take a pill? And why stop what you're doing to find a bathroom? With Cialis for daily use, you don't have to plan around either. It's the only daily tablet approved to treat erectile dysfunction, so you can be ready anytime the moment is right. Plus, Cialis treats the frustrating urinary symptoms of BPH, like needing to go frequently, day or night. Tell your doctor about all your medical conditions and medicines and ask if your heart is healthy enough for sex. Do not take Cialis if you take nitrates for chest pain, as it may cause an unsafe drop in blood pressure. Do not drink alcohol in excess. Side effects may include headache, upset stomach, delayed backache, or muscle ache. To avoid long-term injury, get medical help right away for an erection lasting more than 4 hours. If you have any sudden decrease or loss in hearing or vision, or any symptoms of an allergic reaction, stop taking Cialis and get medical help right away. Why pause the moment? Ask your doctor about Cialis for daily use. For a free 30-tablet trial, go to Cialis.com.
You have cancer. There's nothing you can do to prepare yourself.
Round 1 of chemotherapy. I'm gonna fight it. I'm gonna survive. There's no way I'm gonna let this take over me.
Cancer doesn't care what you look like, who you are.
This whole fight is something that requires support.
Don't give up. Don't ever give up.
Never give up!
Nothing we do at ESPN more important than this, and you can help. It's amazing the progress the doctors, the researchers have made. Log on jimmyv.org. Call 1-800-4JIMMY-V to donate, and we hope you consider doing so. Jimmy V Week for cancer research all week long on our ESPN networks. Fiedler and the Northern Illinois offense getting the ball back, third quarter, down big, but with good field position after a stop from the defense and a punt return. Tommy Fiedler starting his first game, the freshman quarterback. That was a delivery out of bounds. Close, but not a catch to Juwan Brescison.
Well, it's very difficult for Tommy and these guys. He's been playing really for about 10 days. Timing's just a little off. We see the ball. It's close. They're right there on the boundary. Freshman has it just a little bit late.
Yeah,
but it looks like here it was a catch. So I think we'll review this one.
Yeah, that was close enough to where I think they should review it. Northern Illinois is at the they snapped the ball. Fiedler dancing around. Fiedler will go down. That's a sack. Yeah, that was huge. They never buzzed down to the field to look at that play. That was definitely worth looking at, and nothing's going right for Northern Illinois. That was a heck of an effort. Just one more look here from our perspective. Who knows? Maybe they got the call right, but it was very, very close. Does he have control? That toe looks down. I mean, I think that's a catch.
That's a catch. And may I say, Northern Illinois needed it.
I don't know why you wouldn't just buzz down and at least look at it. The snap on fourth down. Fiedler delivers, and it's first down. That was a nice pass from young Tommy Fiedler. Galladay, they do need to get him involved. He's been their big play guy on the outside.
Well, and by getting the ball downfield, it's going to pick everybody up and give them a chance with their pride to finish this game right. You can see why they recruited Tommy. They want him to come. He can throw, he can run, and has a chance to be a good player down the line.
First catch for Galladay. 10 touchdowns, better than 1,000 yards. That one up the middle, and it's a touchdown. Desroy Maxwell. Well, they convert on fourth down. They go straight down the middle, 32 yards. Maybe not done in this championship game yet.
He looks down the middle. It's normally a 2 deep, and the safety 16 has to drop back. And the big senior, 255-pounder, catches the ball, and Maxwell takes it in to score. Probably because of the drop back. Austin Valdez didn't get his depth, and he has to have that ball thrown over his head. But good job by Tommy Fiedler hanging in there. Guys fighting for him, and they still have a chance in this ball game, still alive.
Extra point up and good. You know, early in the game, they were so conservative, not just handing the ball off, throwing it only with the little screen game. They've let him open it up, and he's finding some room down the field. Fiedler to Maxwell, touchdown for the Huskies.
North Carolina, Clemson, Saturday at 8 Eastern on ABC.
I am totally blind, and sometimes I struggle to sleep at night and stay awake during the day. This is called non-24.
Learn more by calling 844-824-2424 or visit your24info.com.
Santa has a magic snow globe for every family. And whatever he puts in our snow globe shows up at our house. And this year, look at what he put in our driveway.
Santa can do that?
You sure can, honey.
The Lexus December to Remember sales event is going on now with some of the most magical deals of the year. This is the pursuit of perfection.
Happy, happy, happy for you and me. Happy, happy, happy.
Intel's best processor is here, which gives new PCs 3 times the battery life, so you never have to stop watching.
Thanks.
Introducing Intel's new 6th generation core processor. It's our best processor ever.
This is a story about you, the incredible you. It starts with your DNA, your 23 pairs of chromosomes that make you unique. Your traits, your tastes. This is a story about why you became who you are. 23andMe.com is the first and only genetic service available directly to you that includes reports that meet FDA standards. You'll get personalized, detailed reports that provide unique insights into your health, traits, and ancestry. Simply order your DNA kit from 23andMe.com, provide your saliva sample at home, and mail it back. Then you'll be notified when your online reports are ready. You'll be able to explore your reports and use tools to compare your genetics with friends and family. See how your 23 pairs of chromosomes help tell the story of one incredible you. Order your DNA kit today at 23andme.com.
The 2015 Marathon Mac Football Championship, brought to you by Dr. Pepper and college football. It's a one-of-a-kind tradition. Cialis and Lexus and their pursuit of perfection.
Matt Johnson and Bowling Green leading this MAC championship game here in Detroit. It's 28-7 after the first touchdown of the game for Northern Illinois. Bowling Green waiting to get the ball back. Dave Fleming, Mac Brown, Allison Williams from Ford Field. Nice moment for young Tommy Fiedler. Walk-on, true freshman, emergency quarterback, a little squib onside kick. Not a bad idea, but it never gave the return team a chance. Bowling Green gets the ball right around midfield. There is a flag on the play. So we'll see what that flag is. Right near the line of scrimmage, could well have been offsides. I think it was Matt Robinson who came up with the ball.
Rolling on the field as the ball was recovered by the receiving team. Offside, kicking team. That 5-yard penalty will be enforced at the recovery spot. First down.
So that's what it was. Championship week, College Game Day crew for one of those championships would be in Indy for a fascinating matchup. Michigan State and Iowa. The winner, not officially, but almost assuredly goes to the college football playoff on New Year's Eve. Reese of the gang getting ready in Indy to get you ready for Championship Saturday. College Game Day built by the Home Depot at 9 Eastern on ESPN. Did I just see a tweet from our colleague Lee Fitting that Bob Stoops is going to appear on set for game day?
Bob's in good position tomorrow with the playoff committee, and he doesn't play, so he's going to win tomorrow regardless.
Made his statement. Now he gets to sit back and watch in that third position. So it seems like, we all say it's a lock. It's not official, but Oklahoma's going to be in that playoff. So 2nd and 10 for Bowling Green, leading by 3 touchdowns. Johnson handed it off to Travis Green. Hadn't it been amazing? I mean, we talk about the aerial game from Bowling Green. There's what we're talking about. It all sort of leads into Selection Day, Sunday, noon Eastern on ESPN. The playoffs will be revealed. Everything will be revealed, and all kinds of talk all day long, all week long, all month long.
It's really
about
smart.
Those selections.
Yeah, it's really smart of Bob to be on the set because he's going to have a lot of eyes on him and bring attention to Oklahoma football tomorrow.
That pass knocked up in the air and knocked down. Garrett Dieter just played defense there and did it well to prevent the interception. It is 4th down. Marlon Moore trying to grab that out of the air. Good job by Dieter.
What a fabulous play by Dieter. That's an interception. And the young man just jumps up and bats it down with a single hand and keeps from having the turnover.
Lurie was also there. Lurie, who's got more interceptions than anybody in the country. Going for it on 4th down and a play fake. Johnson on the move. Johnson stays alive and flings it away, which is just as good as a tackle for loss for Northern Illinois. The Huskies got a little pep in the step. They get the turnover on downs and get the ball back.
Good pressure. Had the blitz up inside with the linebackers. They're chasing him. Safety's up after him. And Matt, instead of taking the huge loss or turns the ball over, just throws it away.
And Dino Babers may be talking about, well, there are all kinds of breakdowns in that play. Maybe just getting some information about what went on that 4th down. So it's 28-7 Bowling Green with Northern Illinois getting the ball back. And look, a couple minutes ago it felt like this was just going to be a total blowout game over. Now it feels a little bit different. I don't know if Northern Illinois has got the firepower with the freshman quarterback to come all the way back, but showing some nice signs here. Fiedler again. The mandate, just please stay in this game. We don't have anybody else. Don't take a hit. But Northern Illinois has found some energy.
Yeah, for Northern Illinois to get back in it, they've got to take chances. They've got to have the onside kick. They've got to have some turnovers. They need to go score now. We got a 2-score ball game.
The onside kick, that was a good chance to take. Fiedler in the pocket. Will throw short. That pass is caught by the tailback, Guanyo. Again, out to the 45-yard line, short of the first down by about 3 yards. But again, it could be a situation where you got 2 chances to get the 3 yards.
Yes, young Fiedler should have run that one. They lost contain to his left. But again, he had presence in the pocket. After he got outside, he set his feet and makes the completion.
3rd and 3. 3rd down's not been friendly to Northern Illinois. Handed off. Guanyo, close. A little extra effort at the end, but not there. Stopped short by about a yard. Another 4th down, we'll see.
No, you're going to go for this one. You got to get your team back to 2 scores and then fight to get it to 1 score. But you like the attitude from the bench of Northern Illinois that they're continuing to fight. They're not laying down. This is one of the winningest football programs in the country. And he said, let's talk about it because this is really important. Get our freshmen over here. Come on, guys. We're going to go for 4th, but we need to make it.
And it's another example of if you got your veteran, your starter in there, maybe you don't have to burn the timeout. But they will talk over a big play going forward once again on 4th down. We got a moment to remind you part of that championship day tomorrow, Saturday, coming up on ABC, the Dr. Pepper ACC championship game. North Carolina, one of the hottest teams in the country, figuring that they will challenge #1 Clemson and their outstanding quarterback, Deshaun Watson. 8 Eastern on ABC, part of Dr. Pepper Championship Week. 2 teams with a lot to play for. It's been a long time for Carolina. As you know, you had a lot of good teams in North Carolina. Their last ACC championship, though, 1980. Deshaun Watson, maybe having the best year of anybody in the country.
Yeah, Larry Fedora's got to get votes for Coach of the Year, and Gene Chizik for the Broyles Award. Those 2 guys have done just an amazing job after losing the opener to South Carolina and winning the rest of the games and putting them in a position against #1 Clemson tomorrow night in what may be as good a game as has been in the ACC for a long time.
1 of 3 on 4th down for Northern Illinois. We'll see. They will hand it off. Turner, again, that sweep kind of action. I don't think he got there. I think he's short by about a half a yard. And with the spot, it looks like that's the case. And that's been their play of choice 2 times now, going for it, or some variation of that play. It's not been real successful. So they put the ball down, and it's Bowling Green's ball. They get it back.
A big stop. They bunch them up again with a very tight formation, trying to get them inside. They're trying to get the ball to Turner to the outside with zone blocking, but there's way too much penetration. He doesn't get to the corner. He has to turn it up inside, and there's a whole lot of Falcons sitting in there waiting on him.
Yeah, I might have tried something else. That one did not work early in the game. Well defended by Bowling Green. They went for it on 4th down, didn't get it, gave it up, and their defense gets the ball right back, almost the same spot on the field for Matt Johnson, leading 28-7.
Yeah, Terrence Bush, number 37, made that play, and he's the one that talked Alfonso Mack into coming because he was a walk-on that gained a scholarship as well.
Throw left side, that's Dieter, who gets pushed out of bounds after a gain of 7 or 8 yards.
And Dave, I can say in coaching, when you go for the 4th and 1 and don't make it, you go to the press conference, they say, would you have done that again? I would have done something else.
Something else.
I didn't make it.
Like maybe hand the ball off to the leading rusher in the conference, who has not gotten the ball on 4th down.
It's a tough night for play selection for Northern Illinois with a young quarterback.
Yeah, and you do understand that part
really
of it,
tough.
where they are limited in what they can do. 2nd and 3 for Bowling Green. Johnson. That one's picked off, and it's gone the other way. Juwan Lurie, another one. Touchdown. His 9th interception of the year. Nobody in college football has more, and he takes it to the house. The offense couldn't get it done, so the defense does for Rock Carey. And Johnson wants that one back. That's a big play. We're still in the 3rd quarter. It's about to be a 2-score game. It is a 2-score game with the extra point coming. The big play guy in the secondary. Kick is good.
Yeah, a lot of pride on this football team. You're looking at what happened here. You've got a one-on-one situation at the bottom of the screen. This young man is going to make this play. And as you said, he's a risk taker. If it had been a double move, he'd have been in trouble. He guessed right. He's like DeRay Bly when he played for us at North Carolina, and he takes it in for an easy score. This guy's up for the Thorpe Award. He is really a good football player, and you got to have good hands. He made the perfect break on the ball, and I'm sure as Matt Johnson was turning that one loose, he said, whoop, like to have that one back.
64-yard interception return for a touchdown. The Huskies are not going quietly in this MAC championship game. It's been their defense that has set up both scores with a stop deep in Bowling Green territory that forced a punt from the end zone, a good field position, and now this. No one in college football more than his 9 interceptions. And that one, he got points directly. No onside kick this time. They kick it deep toward the end zone. It is returnable. Not for much yardage. Good special teams coverage. A lot more excitement on the Northern Illinois side right now.
Yeah, Bowling Green's kind of gone to sleep. They've gotten a little complacent. There's some excitement now on the Northern Illinois sideline. You're down to a 2-score game with a lot of time left in this football game.
So now Johnson's you got to shake that one off fast because you get the ball right back.
Well, in their last 2 series, they're backed up at the goal line. They can't get off and make a first down. Then they have the turnover. They get stopped, really, the last 3 series. They get stopped after the onside kick. It's been a while since this offense has gotten it going, and they're starting to stop the inside runs.
There's an inside run. Better defense from Northern Illinois once again. We're just not used to seeing the numbers. Matt Johnson probably had better numbers than anybody in the country at the quarterback position this year. Coming into tonight, 41 touchdowns and 6 interceptions. 41-6. That touchdown interception ratio tonight. 2 touchdowns, 2 picks. And that last one hurts. Green up the middle. There goes Travis Green. More tough running from him. Breaking tackles along the way to the 35-yard line, 15 yards.
And you get in a little trouble, you go back to your senior and your leader and the big guys up front. The best way to turn momentum back after you lose it is with your running game. Be physical.
The kid from West Palm Beach had the pick 6. The kid from Carroll City, Florida, with some tough yards for Bowling Green. And again, just not going down. Some help from his lineman, pushes out to the 39.
And now in the ball game, it's really important for Bowling Green to go get points. at least 3, because you got players like this on defense that can make plays. And Shawan Lurie is really a good football player. I love the fact that he takes risks.
He's not on the field at the moment. Maybe just still a little winded after the 64-yard return. That throw out to Dieter, first down near midfield. Well, and they will spot him with a first down. He went back closer to the original mark, but plenty of forward progress. 1st and 10 Falcons.
Yeah, they're getting Lurie back on the field now. I'm sure he was winded with that sprint to the goal line, but they need him out on the field.
And a Northern Illinois player, that's one of their starting defensive linemen, William Lee, down on the turf. They're going to help big number 90 up. The sophomore from Indianapolis.
It's really, really difficult on the big guys up front when Bowling Green is going so fast and they're not allowing you to substitute. It puts a tremendous amount of pressure on a guy that weighs 304 pounds at 6'2".
So William Lee on his own accord will walk off the field. Dave Fleming, Mac Brown, Allison Williams from Ford Field in Detroit. The 2015 Marathon MAC Championship, 3rd straight year where these two teams have met for this title. Each team has won one. Bowling Green trying to win what you might call the rubber match. They were up 28-0, sort of cruising, high-fiving all the celebrations. And things for Dino Baber's team have changed with under a minute to go in the 3rd quarter.
Yeah, and Dino Baber said, I haven't won one yet, so let's don't call it a rubber match, because we got beat last year in the only game I coached in the MAC championship.
Just his 2nd year at Bowling Green. Handoff to Travis Green. He's been the best player on the field, really. Travis Green has been fantastic. And if I were Bowling Green, I'd be handing the ball off to him a lot for the next quarter plus 25 seconds.
Yeah, clock is down to 25 seconds now in the 3rd quarter. And for Northern Illinois to win this game, they've got to stop the inside running game to have any chance in the 4th quarter.
Well, the Falcons willing to take it down to the end of the quarter. Northern Illinois, though, feeling, I think, a little better about things with 15 minutes still to play than they were even just a couple minutes ago. Rod Carey and his team, they still got a shot in this one. So there's the end of the quarter. From Detroit, Matt Johnson and Bowling Green trying for his 2nd championship win in the last 3 years. And we've seen some of that high-powered offense from the Falcons. But Northern Illinois not going away. It's 28-14.
The challenges facing the country never stop. So neither does the U.S. Army. We train, adapt, and get smarter. Every soldier, every unit, every day. Not to keep up with change, but to drive it. Nobody knows what problems tomorrow will bring, but we do know who will solve them.
Hit every mark. Thread every needle. Turn every ride into a thrill ride. The power and precision of the Lexus Performance line. Now available with turbocharged engines for even more exhilaration. Including the new 2016 GS. Once driven, there's no going back.
For a short time, only one place will have the season's best deal. It's Applebee's. Introducing the Taste the Change menu for $10 with dishes like crispy chicken, brisket enchiladas, and steak and stout gravy. Get a taste before it's gone. The Taste the Change for $10 menu, only at Applebee's.
Other wireless carriers make families share data. Some way to say happy holidays. Switch to T-Mobile now and get 4 lines with up to 6 gigs each. Just $30 a line. That's 6 gigs each, plus unlimited video streaming with Binge On. Stream Netflix, HBO Now, Hulu, and more without using your data. And now, unwrap the Samsung Galaxy S6 for $0 upfront and just $10 a month. This year, tear into the holidays with T-Mobile.
The best defense is defense. Use everything you have to protect your alliance. So, send a dozen choppers when one chopper will do. Build walls twice as high as you need. Join me and strike. Mobile Strike. Download and play now, free from the App Store.
I take Prilosec OTC each morning for my frequent heartburn. Because you can't beat zero heartburn. Ah, the sweet taste of victory.
Prilosec OTC. 1 pill each morning, 24 hours, zero heartburn.
Yes, New Year's Eve will be so awesome watching college football through confetti. Missing out is not an option, so plan accordingly.
Tonight, after NBA Friday,
Real talk on the way.
unwind with SVP as he breaks down all the action across the association. And don't miss his one big thing, SportsCenter at Night with Scott Van Pelt after NBA Friday, tonight on ESPN.
Cowboys, Redskins at 8:15, Monday on ESPN.
It's holiday time in Detroit, start of the fourth quarter. It's the MAC Championship. Bowling Green with the 28-14 lead over Northern Illinois. And before we get back to football, from the ice rink inside Ford Field down to the sidelines, and Allison Williams.
If you watch the NIU sideline as we go into the fourth quarter, they hold up 5 fingers. Now, you see a lot of teams who do that. They hold up 4 going into the fourth. For NIU, they hold up 5, and that's to remember and pay tribute to 5 students who lost their lives in a 2008 on-campus shooting. And so it's something they do to this day to remember those lives that were lost. And unfortunately, in this country, something that surely resonates with several communities.
No kidding. Play fake for Matt Johnson, taking a deep shot, and it's incomplete. Roger Lewis got tangled up just enough. Johnson took a hit. It's third down.
Trying to take a deep shot to get something going. Northern Illinois said they couldn't be balanced. Compton's one of the best pass rushers they've got, and they've allowed Bowling Green 36 rushes, 34 passes, 213 yards rushing, 214 yards passing. So Bowling Green needs to convert here, but they have stayed balanced.
Big time. 3rd and 3 in Huskies territory. Johnson will throw, and it is caught, and a nice move upfield by Ronnie Moore. First down and more inside the 30, pushed out of bounds at about the 24-yard line. That's 21 through the air. Moore, who got banged up early in the game, back healthy and making plays like this.
Yeah, it's a blitz that came off of the corner. He's one-on-one in space, and Marlon Moore overruns it. He's got to stay inside out, and Ronnie Moore turns up for a critical first down.
Well, 1st and 10. Bowling Green's got the giant advantage in total yards. They have controlled this game, and yet here we are in the fourth quarter, and the Falcons not feeling like they've got this one in hand. And the ball off. Travis Green stuffed that time. Good tackle. Okay, so last night, now Northern Illinois, one thing, they don't have Aaron Rodgers, so that hurts them. But the Packers were down 20-0 on this field last night. They came back and won. I don't know if Tommy Fiedler can heave it 65 yards in the air, but
you never give up. There's always hope as long as there's a tick on that clock.
If they have a chance at a Hail Mary, they would, I think, be happy about that, because it was 28-0 and they were looking like they were out of this game.
If you're Bowling Green here, you've got to get at least 3. If you're Northern Illinois here, take chances, knock a ball loose. You can't let them continue to run up inside.
Can you remember a game where, I mean, it's been the same run play, straight up the middle, over and over and over again, and it's been successful just about every time they've handed the ball off up the middle. They're throwing it here toward the end zone, and incomplete. A penalty flag is thrown there. There was contact. Albert Smalls covering the big playmaker Roger Lewis, and I think that one's going against the defense.
I am so impressed with Roger Lewis. Big, tall, fast, and athletic. He's one-on-one here. It was pass interference. He grabbed the jersey. He pulled him back. You can see his right arm is on the shoulder pad and pulls it back, holds his arm back, and keeps him from having a chance to catch the ball.
So it is pass interference against Northern Illinois. 6 catches, 75 yards for Lewis. By his standards, that's not a big game, but with that yardage, he now is the leader in receiving yards in college football on the year. And Kieras Garrett of Tulsa is not playing in a championship game. He had been the leader coming into tonight. So now It's Roger Lewis for Bowling Green, and now it's 1st and goal, Falcons. Tight end Lee in motion. Play fake. Johnson trying to find that tight end. Now throws it away. Good decision. Looking for Ronnie Moore.
There's no foul for intentional grounding. The quarterback was outside the pocket, and the ball passed the line of scrimmage. 2nd down.
Really smart play by the older quarterback. They've pounded up inside, so they tried to use play action and get him on the corner. Instead of taking the big sack, he throws the ball out of bounds and comes up 2nd down.
Now 2nd and goal. Let's see if they get a little stubborn here. They're going into the I formation. And Johnson will come under center. He still knows how to do that. They give it to Green to the end zone. He got real close. No signal yet, and in fact a signal that it's not a touchdown. Stopped just short.
And then their jumbo package, they got number 77, big J.J. Began, 6'3", 291 pounds back there trying to lead.
And it is a little bit of a difference from the pure Art Briles Baylor offense, Mac, where they have some of these power jumbo packages. They'll use it a little more frequently.
A little more weather issues when you go north.
Yeah, I thought that was interesting. They have tweaked the system because of where they play. The conference they play in. That one is definitely a touchdown. Travis Green is in. And they use that power. They use that fullback, Began, the extra offensive lineman again to punch it in.
That's what makes them so tough. They can go fast. They can spread them out. They can tighten them up. A lot of Bowling Green fans happy right now.
2nd touchdown of the game for Travis Green, 131 yards. And there just hasn't been anything subtle about it. It has been straight up the middle for Green and for the entire rush team of Bowling Green. Extra point coming here, back to a 3-touchdown advantage. Kick is blocked. Blocked and no good. Bowling Green's done a lot of things well this year. Kicking, not one of them. That has happened a few times. Marlon Moore got a hand on it. But the touchdown for the Falcons. They lead by 20.
The Applebee's Taste the Change for $10 menu is here just for the holidays. With dishes like crispy chicken, brisket enchiladas, and steak and stout gravy. And everyone wants a taste. Come in and taste the change for $10 before it all disappears. Only at Applebee's.
The holiday season is here, and it's time to celebrate. With the best savings of the year, we're making this holiday the happiest of holidays. Right now, get the Elantra with 0% APR, $750 bonus cash, or no payments for 90 days. Hurry in today.
Happy, happy, happy for you and me. Happy, happy, happy.
Aww. Intel's best processor is here, which gives new PCs 3 times the battery life, so you never have to stop watching.
Thanks.
Happy, happy, happy for you and me. Happy, happy, happy for all to see. La 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 la. Whee! One more time.
Introducing Intel's new 6th generation core processor with 3 times the battery life. It's our best processor ever.
When the flu hits, it's a really big deal. The aches, the chills, the fever. An even bigger deal? Everything you miss out on. Family pizza night. The big game. Or date night. Why lose out to the flu any longer than you have to? Prescription Tamiflu can help you get better 1.3 days faster. That's 30% sooner. Call your doctor right away and attack the flu virus at its source with prescription Tamiflu. Tamiflu is FDA approved to treat the flu in people 2 weeks and older whose flu symptoms started within the last 2 days. Before taking Tamiflu, tell your doctor if you're pregnant, nursing, have serious health conditions, or take other medicines. If you develop an allergic reaction, a severe rash, or signs of unusual behavior, stop taking Tamiflu and call your doctor immediately. Children and adolescents in particular may be at an increased risk of seizures, confusion, or abnormal behavior. The most common side effects are mild to moderate nausea and vomiting. Call your doctor right away. Don't lose another moment to the flu. When there's flu, Tamiflu.
Holiday time in Detroit. MAC championship 34-14. Bowling Green after the touchdown of the block extra point. 12:32 to go in the 4th quarter. Dave Fleming, Mac Brown, Allison Williams. from Ford Field. Tomorrow on ESPN, the Pac-12 championship game presented by Dr. Pepper. It's USC and Stanford, two long-time rivals. Out west, McCaffrey, Kessler, a lot of star power in that game. 7:45 Eastern on ESPN, streaming live on Watch ESPN.
Tough for him to give up the score, but a really good sign that Marlon Moore, even on the extra point, kept playing. You got to keep competing all the time.
Kickoff boomed toward the end zone. It is a touchback. For a little more on that Pac-12 championship matchup, here's Allison.
Well, what NIU is experiencing at quarterback, USC is experiencing at center. Right now, Khalil Rogers questionable with a high ankle sprain. If he can't go, that means Nico Fala, their four-string center, will have to start. That's being reported by Holly Rowe, who will be working on the sideline. Now, whoever plays at offensive line, especially at center, should be well-fed and in a good mood. Apparently, quarterback Cody Kessler took the entire offensive line out to dinner, picked up the $500 tab, and told his guys, this game will be won or lost because of you, telling Holly they like it when they get challenged like that, guys.
Well, that is an issue. I mean, we talk about the quarterback injuries, how much that can upset an offense. Center, that can do the same. Fiedler has a man open, and it is incomplete. He kind of led his tailback Huff a little too far. Incomplete, second down.
Yeah, USC's a team that's up under center. They're in the shotgun. They have a pretty complicated offense, so the center has to move a lot of things around. That could be a big factor in this ball game. Now, you said they like being told they're going to win the game. They like eating more. So Kessler's got them feeling good about the game, I can promise you.
We had USC a few weeks ago. They got some big guys up
They
front.
do.
Fiedler pressured. Fiedler is sacked. Good rush that time from Bowling Green. Isaiah Lunsford in the end got there for the sack.
You're in a very difficult position right now because the big guys are coming. They're trying to rush and blitz and get extra guys in there. And Trenton Green, the very physical linebacker, got back to the young quarterback and the big guy up front because Lunsford is another guy that's 294 pounds. And Bowling Green's been on the field so much, these guys are fresh.
Pressure right away. Screen pass set up nicely, though. And with that block, Guanyo out of the open. He's got the first down. What a tough guy play from the young quarterback Fiedler, who hung in there. He knew he was going to get licked.
Yeah, great call. Caught him in a blitz. They're coming off the corner.
So 22 yards. They needed 18. Looks like Denard Turner, the safety, one of those blitzers.
Yeah, they're bringing the safety from the bottom. They slipped the back out underneath the safety. That's when Turner got hurt. And this is a huge game and keeps the game alive.
I'll give the kid some credit. He knew he was going to get crunched. Now both guys hurting a little bit. We'll take a timeout and be back right after this.
There's people who care where I'm going, and good friends who welcome me home. So get a full tank of freedom, drive the American road. And with a full tank of freedom, find your own highway, we'll take you wherever you go.
Marathon is a proud sponsor of the Mid-American Conference. We back the MAC.
I am totally blind, and sometimes I struggle to sleep at night and stay awake during the day. This is called non-24.
Learn more by calling 844-824-2424 or visit your24info.com.
Love smart solutions? Try Philips Norelco shavers. 72 rotating blades to catch even the last hair standing, so you can be your best you. Philips Norelco. Save up to $50 on Philips Norelco.
The holiday season is here, and it's time to celebrate. With the best savings of the year, we're making this holiday the happiest of holidays. Right now, get the Sonata with 0.9% APR and no payments for 90 days. Hurry in for the Hyundai Holiday Sales Event today.
Those Bowling Green fans now feeling like they are 11 minutes plus away from celebrating a MAC championship. They lead Northern Illinois 34-14. The Huskies do have the ball after a 3rd and long conversion from their freshman quarterback, Tommy Fiedler. Clock will move. Maxwell, the tight end, who had the touchdown catch in the 3rd quarter. That was offsides again for Bowling Green. Free play, drop. Man. But Fiedler, look, he's inexperienced. This is his first start. He has not had any help from his receivers. Was that the 3rd or 4th drop, I think, in this game?
Offside. Defense number 50. 5-yard penalty. Repeat first down.
I mean, it is against Bowling Green. The offsides penalty makes it a 5-yard forward progress for Northern Illinois. Could have been much better, though.
Yeah, it's Isaiah Ludsford, and give the young quarterback credit. He's changed up snap count enough that he's gotten jump off sides 2 or 3 times.
That's the 5th drop officially. That was a bad one. That was a big gain from their best receiver. Fiedler now gets to the outside, gets the first down, and goes into a slide right near midfield.
Yeah, the young man continues to compete. You got to love his spirit. They said he was cool and calm. Come on, coach, give me another play. Let's get back in this thing. You got to like his spirit.
I'm impressed. He's taken some hits, too. The receivers haven't helped him with all the drops. They're down 20 in the 4th quarter. It's not been a rousing success. As the game's gone on, he's played better and better. Guanyo out into the open to the 40, to the 35, inside the 30. Best run of the game for Joel Guanyo. 21 yards.
You got to be careful again. If you're Bowling Green, you don't sack the bats too soon. Pack them up and head home, because we've still got 10 minutes and 50 seconds left.
First down, quicker tempo from the Huskies, taking a shot and incomplete. Man, he had 2 receivers. Oh, he had his choice. Rescassin and Galladay both were open on that play.
Yes, this is a wheel route to the bottom of your screen. The slant wheel. Both guys are open for scores. It looked like he kind of got confused and halfway through the ball in between the two.
That may be exactly what happened. You get 2 guys, 2 choices, and it's hard to pick one.
2 are wide open. Too many options.
Incomplete. 2nd down. Some pressure comes. Picked up nicely, though, and that's a beautiful pass to Beebe inside the 15. And tackled finally at about the 12-yard line. Chad Beebe, 17 yards, the son of a great NFL player, Don Beebe.
Yeah, once again, Northern Illinois, the 4th winningest program in college football since 2010. Give these guys credit for continuing to compete.
7-play drive, moving down the field and doing so pretty quickly. Guanyo gets another carry. Takes a lick inside the 10, stopped at the 9.
Gonna have to pick up the pace a little bit here. Still got a chance, still alive. Got to score points, need 7, don't need 3. So you're going 4 downs. Northern Illinois substitutes. It gives Bowling Green a chance to get some of those starters back on the field.
Yeah, you see the official there holding up the snap, not allowing play to begin until Bowling Green makes those substitutions. And Turner is now the quarterback in that Wildcat formation. He will give the ball to Beebe, who goes nowhere. Bowling Green saw that coming. It's a loss of a yard, maybe even 2.
Yeah, really good tackle by Nate Locke. He came inside out from his middle linebacker position. He holds him up, holds BB up till the rest of the guys can come and help him. Very good play by Locke.
3rd and 9, as Max said a moment ago, you're down 20 points with 9 minutes to go. It's 4 down. You're not going to kick a field goal here, so you got 2 plays to get down to the 2 or into the end zone. Fiedler, 4-man rush. Fiedler dancing around, and it is incomplete. Would have been a gain of maybe a yard anyway. Now it's 4th down, and they'll go for it.
Quarterback now's got to stay alive. He can't get sacked. He's got to throw the ball in the end zone and get it out of his hands. 3rd down has been tough. 4th down is the 5th time they're going for it. They've converted once. To have any shot, you figure, in this game, they got to get this one.
In the pocket, he's got time. Fiedler gets hit. Just could not pull the trigger. Couldn't find anybody in the end zone. Northern Illinois gives the ball back to the Falcons. Now the defense, they gave up some yards, but they come up with a big play in the end to get the ball back for Bowling Green.
Yeah, Shannon Smith makes the play. Bowling Green's done a really good job of substituting up front, and the big guys are still fresh at the end of the game.
USC, Stanford, Saturday at 7:45 on ESPN.
For a short time, only one place will have the season's best deal. It's Applebee's. Introducing the Taste the Change menu for $10 with dishes like crispy chicken, brisket enchiladas, and steak and stout gravy. Get a taste before it's gone. The Taste the Change for $10 menu, only at Applebee's.
Awake! Intel's best processor is here, and it helps PCs wake up instantly, just like you did.
That's great, but do you mind?
No, I don't mind.
Introducing Intel's new 6th-generation core processor. It's our best processor ever.
When it's your job to protect the world's greatest nation, it's your responsibility to solve the world's greatest challenges. This is why we search for the best and brightest, why we train for every eventuality, on land and water, in the air, space, and even cyberspace. We operate in a complex world with one simple mission: win.
These hands are made to work, so I don't waste time trying to get the grease off. I count on the Craftsman brand and their Mach Series tools to help me get the job done quickly. This Mach Series 53-piece set keeps me moving. Fast drive technology. An extendable reversible helix shaft delivers continuous rotation at 1.5 rotations per stroke. So I can roll through bolt after bolt. You get it today for 50% off, now only $49.99. And then there's the Mach Series 3/8 T-handle driver. An aluminum free-spinning collar can adjust quickly to help me drive in any screw. You got a really stubborn one? Use the strong square drive to break it loose. Good luck trying that with an ordinary screwdriver. And good luck finding a better deal on the T-handle drive. You get it now for 50% off at just $24.99. And Craftsman hand tools are protected by a lifetime full warranty. This holiday season, put Craftsman tools at the top of your wish list.
The 2015 Marathon Mac Football Championship, presented by Marathon, fueling the American spirit, and in part by Vanta Pharmaceuticals, working to advance the development of new medicines.
A very cool place here in Detroit, the Ford Museum, the Henry Ford Museum. From the earliest days of the auto industry right through today, we're in Ford Field in the Motor City. 34-14, the MAC championship game. Bowling Green, after stopping the Huskies on 4th down inside the 20, gets the ball back. And another carry for Fred Coppett, who's been good, maybe not quite as big of a star in this game as his backfield mate Travis Green, but Fred Coppett, just like Green, kid from Florida, has run the ball well.
Yeah, and he's from Fort Lauderdale, a little bit bigger. He's 5'9", but he's 205 pounds, and you need two backs in modern-day football, especially when you're up-tempo like these guys, to keep somebody fresh on the field. That guy's a really good football player.
Yeah, it could be that the senior Travis Green will get the rest of the game off. Not a sure thing, but could be, particularly if Bowling Green can milk some clock here on this drive. Coppett was stuffed that time. Still haven't blown the whistle. There it comes. He never went down.
We've talked about Dino Babers. Compton's one of the best pass rushers. Very good defensive lineman. He's about 280, 6'4" senior. Dino Babers is one of the hot commodities right now in college football. And watching tonight, you can see there's a lot of rumors swirling around. He's kept his composure. He's been very positive on the sideline with his team. He said emphatically yesterday, it's about these players. It's about Bowling Green winning a MAC championship. It's not about me. And he did say, after it's over, I've got to listen. And we're seeing coaches fired all over the country. So you that get mad at coaches looking around, talk to your athletic directors about firing all these coaches.
The timeout for Bowling Green, I think it's a good point that you make. Because, I mean, he was very honest with his team.
And with us.
Yeah.
He was very open and honest with us.
And I think the point that you were making about Babers and everybody, it's a business where there's obviously so much turnover, so much turmoil now, where it's hard to blame coaches for looking for another opportunity when they have a chance to get one, with the way that their opportunities are shortened despite a lot of success. Dave Fleming, Mac Brown here in Detroit. But he was honest with his team. He said, look, guys, I am going to focus on this game. I'm not talking to anybody. Anybody calls me, calls my agent. We're not talking until after the game. But he did tell his kids, once the game is over, I mean, that cell phone could be buzzing here in about 8 minutes.
Wide open, probably already is. But also everybody, the fans get mad at the coaches about breaking contracts. We'll talk to the athletic directors and the presidents about firing a guy and trying not to pay him or pay him a little bit. That's a two-way street, so the coaches have to take care of themselves.
Yeah, and I think players understand that, and I think the thing that gets players upset is when a coach is not honest with them. I think if a coach does talk to his kids, he didn't talk a lot, sort of addressed it at one point in the build-up to this game. I think that's good enough for them, and they have been a focused team. Johnson, after the timeout, gets sacked. A good play by the Northern Illinois defense.
Liddell Fleming's made a couple of good plays. He had a big hit inside a few minutes ago. He comes on the inside here with a swim move, and he pressures the big right tackle for Bowling Green, and he pushes Dietz back and pressures the quarterback in the pocket, closes the pocket to make the play.
He could add an extra M to his last name. Otherwise, he's about the perfect player, I think.
Yeah, well, you would. I can't say you were rushing the passer that well, very honestly. But
no.
He did a great job getting back there. Made a tremendous play the last series, too. He's playing hard.
He is. He's had a good game. Northern Illinois, look, we talked a lot about Dino Babers. His name is the name we're hearing all over the country with several of these jobs. That's a delay of game penalty against Bowling Green.
Remains 4th down.
So the special teams wasn't totally organized. Dino, let's not panic. Okay, we got the penalty call. But frankly, on the other side, I mean, Rod Carey's done a good enough job to where his name has been in the mix for jobs as well.
And
the MAC has been the MAC has been a springboard. A lot of the best coaches in college football were either first-time head coaches or young head coaches in this conference.
Yeah, how about 3 years as a head coach and 3 years winning the Western Division and coming to this game? Now that is pretty cool. If you're at Northern Illinois, you got to be careful that you don't have an expectation that this is going to happen, because it just doesn't happen. And the last two coaches have been very successful, and they've moved on to a better spot.
6:35 to go. Bowling Green eyeing a MAC championship.
What's this? A box. It takes worn out things and makes them better.
It's our biggest breakthrough yet. We're taking worn-out batteries and making them into something strong. Energizer Eco Advanced, world's first long-lasting battery made with 4% recycled batteries.
Hey, Chip, how'd the discount double check work for you?
Great. State Farm combined my home and auto, so saved me big. Just wish I double-checked those 80s throwback uniforms, so. One for you. Cannot believe I found your size. Whoop. Look at that, huh? Could have sworn he said the 1880s. You liked them, though, right?
No, I didn't.
It pays to double-check. Save when you combine your home and auto insurance.
Got some folding to do.
Talk to a State Farm agent today.
AT&T presents the strongest of the strong.
Okay, guys, let's see who can write the strongest tweet to show your school pride. Go.
I have people who tweet for me. Excellent tweet, Roderick.
Thank you, sir.
Hit me with the smell good.
Strong assistant.
Who's strong enough to watch the college football playoff with Bo? Get stronger with AT&T, the network with the nation's strongest 4G LTE signal.
Fact. When emergency room doctors choose an OTC pain reliever for their patient's muscle, back, and joint pain, the medicine in Advil is their #1 choice. Nothing is stronger on tough pain than Advil. Relief doesn't get any better than this. Advil.
The holiday season is here, and it's time to celebrate. With the best savings of the year, we're making this holiday the happiest of holidays. Right now, get the Santa Fe Sport with 0.9% APR, $750 in total savings, and no payments for 90 days. Hurry in today.
34-14, Bowling Green with the lead over Northern Illinois. 6:35 to go in this MAC championship game, holiday time in Detroit, Michigan. And the Falcons looking for a championship. They won it 2 years ago. Northern Illinois last year. In a league with so many proud, powerful football programs. These two teams meeting for the third consecutive year in this game. Tommy Fiedler, the freshman quarterback, will heave one deep. And it is incomplete. There was contact. The penalty flag thrown, intended for Brescison. Clint Stevens, I think, will be penalized for Bowling Green. Mark Kluzinski and the crew, I think, have done an overall good job in this championship game.
Defense number 2, 15-yard penalty, automatic first down.
And it is against Stevens. That's going to take a miracle, but 6:28. If you're Northern Illinois, you score quick, try to get the ball back as fast as you can. Who knows? Maybe put a little pressure on the Falcons.
We've seen some miracles this year, for sure.
That is true. We saw one on this field last night. Different level, different league, but I think that would qualify as a miracle.
I think so.
Fiedler, pressure was picked up, but he'll get hit as he throws incomplete. Fiedler now is hurt. Man, again, they just don't have anybody else. He's a tough kid, this freshman, who had never started a game until tonight.
The ruling on the field is an incomplete pass. There's no foul for intentional grounding. The passer was hit as he threw.
He took a look. Now you saw the true freshman, Santa Catarina, warming up on the sideline. I would have a hard time believing that he'd be the guy coming in the game.
Well, and they brought linebacker and safety blitz. Denard Turner, senior's the one that got to the quarterback last.
There is Daniel, Santa Catarina, a highly regarded freshman quarterback. I mean, they're down 20 with 6 minutes to go in the final game before bowl season. And if they bring him in, that's his redshirt year. I don't.
No, they're not going to let him in. But good for Daniel that he would give up his year to try to show that he's going to come back in.
Yeah, I do. That's a good point. You give him credit. He's willing to do it. I think he got word that he won't be the guy to come in the game. He was getting warmed up. I just think for all kinds of reasons that is a decision that's hard to make as a head coach. So Fiedler will have to come off for at least one play. Looks like he's going to be able to get back in this game, and we'll see. Could just be the Wildcat, Argyros Turner, to take a direct snap. I mean, even if Fiedler couldn't come back in, I would think you'd play the final 6. I know it's a championship game. I get it.
It's a hard decision for coaches, but normally you're going to do what's best for the young man.
Turner running it. Turner with that speed. Nice run. Turner first down. Maybe do that again. He got to the 25. Nice play. Well, Fiedler's coming back on the field. Good job by Turner.
Now they pulled both guards, led with the other back. Really good play into the boundary with a power sweep for a first down. Very well blocked.
Good for Tommy Fiedler to come back on the field. He's back out there. That was a big hit he took. More pressure comes. And that pass, great effort, but incomplete. Intended for Galladay. Second down.
Bowling Green, they're lighting up the blitzes now. They're coming after the young one. He did a good job of standing in the pocket, pretty good protection, and making some throws downfield. Now they're bringing linebackers and safeties every time to make him throw a one-on-one route.
Fiedler on the move, will throw on the run. That one's intercepted. And that one just kind of came out of his hand funny. Clint Stevens with the interception. Fiedler unhappy with that pass.
Yeah, young mistake. You're on the corner, run for the first down. Coach is telling him right now, lay it over his head or run for the first down. You can't throw the short ball in that situation.
So some teaching still going on at the end of a championship game that is not going to end well for Northern Illinois.
They blitzed the backside. They sprinted out to the field in the tight end. All he had to do was lay the ball over or run and hand it to number 2. because we're in a really good position to make a play, and Clint Stevens was the guy that makes the very good interception.
Yeah, and you can see how much frustration there was for Fiedler, who I think, all things considered, has played well.
Be a very good learning situation for him.
And we're done here over on ESPN3. If you want to watch the trophy ceremony, we will carry that live. Bowling Green, hoping that they'll be up on the podium, is looking that way. Handoff, Travis Green got stopped, kept going. Green breaking more tackles. Out to the 15-yard line. I don't know about you, the game's not over, but I think you're looking at the MVP of this game, Travis Green.
I agree. He has changed the ball game with his north-south runs. He's got really good feet. He presses the hole. He can change direction on a dime, and then he has power at the end of his run. This is a really good football player. He can catch. He's blocked. He is the whole package. Been a really good leader for them, and we're seeing a tempo offense that goes as fast as anyone in the country, really slowing it down here the last 5 minutes.
Now, a couple more first downs, and they can basically end this game, depending on whether Northern Illinois would be willing to use those timeouts. There's a first down and much more. Travis Green with Dieter blocking for him out ahead. Nearly to midfield, stopped around the 45-yard line. That's 30 more yards for Travis Green.
This guy's very impressive. The big guys up front are wearing down the Northern Illinois defense. But look at his vision. He starts to the right, he plants his foot, he gets back up inside, bounces out to the left for a huge gain. Now let the clock run. Let it run down to about 3 seconds is what you do. They call this the 4-minute offense. With 4:30 left in the game, we're going to kill as much as we can and try to stay on the field and end this game on offense.
Well, we see those games that'll be starting early tomorrow, including the American Championship, Temple and Houston. And we've seen both of those teams, including Houston, very impressive last week at home against Navy. Your thoughts on the American Championship with essentially a New Year's Six bowl bid on the line?
That's going to be a fun game to watch tomorrow. We've seen Temple. They're very physical up front. We've seen the guys down at Houston. We saw them against Navy, and they were so impressive. Quarterback didn't miss many throws that day. He's got that ankle well for tomorrow. I think that'll be a really good football game, and good for the American this year that they've had such great games and have a team that may be a factor here in the end.
Tremendous year for that conference with Temple, with Houston, with Navy, with Memphis, with South Florida. Lots of good teams. And the Macs had a really strong year again. Group of 5 rankings. It's All-American at this point. Toledo was the team from this league that was in position with a win on the road against a good Arkansas team with another impressive non-conference win. I think Toledo was the team that might have been able to get in that mix for the top-ranked Group of 5 team that will go to a New Year's Six bowl game. But they lost in their final regular season game. They lost the tiebreaker, and that cost them 2 different chances for that bowl bid, but also a chance to play for that trophy.
Yeah, Northern Illinois gave him an opportunity. We can see Alfonso Mack. He's really smart. He can also dance. And that helps with those hands and that ability to intercept the ball, too. But you saw Northern Illinois get beat. It gave Toledo every opportunity to be here, and then they lost the game in really what was a playoff game.
Second and long. Northern Illinois will call their final timeout here, so not just willing to concede the end of this game. 3:57 to go. Bowling Green leading by 20, and Travis Green has had a big-time game for the Falcons.
All-time leading rusher in the history of Bowling Green, and you can see why tonight. He can run it inside. He can run it outside. He's got really good ball security, but very impressed with a spin move. And also, when he gets up inside, what a move right there. Gone. And then he's got the power to run inside. This guy is a really good back that one day I think we'll see in the NFL.
A career high 170 yards for Travis Green with a couple of touchdowns. You know, we mentioned how the MAC has been a springboard for so many good coaches, Saban and Urban Meyer and Brian Kelly, and the list goes on. Gary Pinkel got his head coaching start in the MAC and has finished a great head coaching career, and it could be a springboard for these two guys at this game. But a lot of players from this conference have done big things at the NFL level. So you think Travis Green will have a shot at that? They run the ball on 3rd down, and now they'll punt it away.
Absolutely, and I think Matt Johnson as well, even though he's a little bit shorter. You look at some short quarterbacks. There's some really good ones out there that are playing well right now in the NFL. And these coaches can coach anywhere in the country. They've proven that. Bowling Green has beaten. They're 3-1 in the last 2 years with the Big Ten. They're sitting in a position. They beat Maryland on the road. They beat Purdue on the road. You're looking at Northern Illinois when they were healthy. They got in the 4th quarter with Ohio State with a chance to win. This league is now playing a lot of the Big Ten teams because they're not playing FCS opponents anymore. But good for Dino. At the end of the game here, he's trying to let the clock run down and kill as much of this as he can and get his championship trophy.
5-yard penalty.
Yeah, you're starting to see the smiles now. The delay of game penalty will back it up 5 yards for the punt, and Bowling Green can sense it. And for that guy, you know this is a big night. He missed last year. He and Bowling Green won a championship 2 seasons ago. The hip injury cost him most of last season, had to sit out. And for Matt Johnson, a chance to play in this game one more time, and it looks like a chance to win it for a 2nd time.
And when we look at the landscape across the country, most of the coaches that got fired or in trouble don't have quarterbacks, or they got them hurt. The ones that are winning championships have really good quarterbacks that are playing at a high level.
Those coaches certainly do help those quarterbacks get better and better. Good punt from Joseph Davidson. Finally stops at the 6-yard line. Well, tonight after the NBA doubleheader, don't miss SportsCenter at night with Scott Van Pelt. He'll wrap up the day in sports the SVP way and talk championship weekend in college football. SportsCenter at night after Cavs Pelicans over on ESPN, streaming live on Watch ESPN. Don't miss it.
What a great day tomorrow, too.
Yeah, can't wait.
Playoffs have made a difference in how we watch college football. It's who their opponents have played. All the discussion between now and Sunday of who's in, and it'll be affected in a huge way tomorrow.
First down for Northern Illinois. And a handoff straight ahead. Guanyo with a nice gain across the 20. The point you make about scheduling, and I think this year, even more than last year, really being emphasized. Guanyo's going to have to limp off the field, it looks like. They're getting the Gatorade ready for their celebration. Guanyo actually stays in the game. To me, all this discussion about Stanford and do they have a chance even with 2 losses sort of emphasizes to everybody, you schedule aggressively, that gives you a better shot. Now there's another pick, and that will essentially do it. Fiedler just kind of threw that one up for grabs. Marcus Milton with the interception for Bowling Green. Still got 2:29. I'm not sure you can do it quite yet. I'll be waiting.
But you also look at a team like Notre Dame.
Yep.
They lost to Clemson on basically the last play of the game.
Yep. And they're still in that top 10 even with the 2 losses. Florida State has been a rare team from that part of the country to really schedule aggressively in the non-conference.
Had a tough game with Clemson. They lost a heartbreaker to Georgia Tech on a long field goal that was run back on the last play of the game. A lot of great teams. That's why I'd like to see us go to 8. I know a lot of people don't like that, but I think there's 8 good enough teams out there to see them play in the end.
Well, Travis Green is going to take this one down the sideline, and Travis Green all the way. Now there is a flag back closer to the line of scrimmage downfield, and there's a second flag in the secondary area. What a run for Travis Green. If it stands, 56 yards.
Holding. Offense number 1. 10-yard penalty. Repeat first down.
Well, Travis Green, he'll be frustrated by that. It was just such a pretty run, and it won't count.
He's a team guy. He's a leader. He'll move forward with it. The way he is with his positive attitude, he'll probably brag on Roger for being downfield, Roger Lewis, trying to make the play. And they're not running up the score. They handed it off up inside. The 2 differences in this ball game tonight, Northern Illinois' inability to stop the run up inside, and Northern Illinois' inability with the young quarterback to get enough offense established to keep it balanced.
Well, there you go. They decided to pull the trigger with 2:20 left. So Dino Babers, at least it's indoors here in Detroit.
It is indoors, and that looked like water, which is a lot better than the Gatorade, which stays in your hair about 3 days.
Well, Johnson kept it and went into a slide.
And as a coach, you never expect it because you're saying, okay, let's don't embarrass the other bunch. Who haven't we gotten in? Let's make sure we handle this right. And all of a sudden you get bombarded, and that's the best feeling in the world, except when you get in that dressing room with a championship team and feel the energy and excitement that those kids have for accomplishing this goal.
Well, it's a heck of a Bowling Green team. They won the championship against Northern Illinois 2 years ago, lost it against the Huskies last year. A minute 40 away from the championship this season. Hand off, straight ahead. Stopped around midfield. Fred Coppett. It'll be 3rd down. Trophy ceremony on ESPN3 live after the game.
Bowling Green's got it all. They played good defense tonight. They played really good run defense. They put pressure on young Fiedler, and they can do it all on offense. Quarterback's as good as anybody. They got 2 good running backs. Big offensive line up inside.
They're going to try to get everybody. And that was Gatorade.
He won't care. He doesn't even have any hair. So it won't be a bother for him. What a compliment when they pour the Gatorade on him. It means they like you. It means they respect you. It means they're proud of you, and they've worked hard to get to this point. What a great accomplishment.
Now the play clock is not quite synced up, so Bowling Green, if that play had lasted a couple seconds longer, that could have been the final play. They're going to have to snap it at least one more time, but they know they are the champions in the MAC. And for Matt Johnson, who had those injuries last year that kept him from playing, the 5th-year senior from Harrisburg, Pennsylvania. And that senior, Travis Green, maybe the best running back in this program's long football history. Certainly one of them.
And now if you're at Northern Illinois, you've lost to Ohio U, you've lost tonight, you regroup and try to win your bowl game. Get started for spring practice.
There's the knee and there's the celebration. Head coach and quarterback. Bowling Green, the 2015 champions in the MAC. They earned it tonight.
They did earn it tonight. They did everything right. 2 coaches have great respect for each other. Really disappointing on the Northern Illinois side because they just didn't have a chance tonight with all the factors. But Bowling Green played well, and you got to give them credit. That guy is a really good quarterback. Leader, tough, smart, all the things we said he can do.
Final score 34-14. Bowling Green wins the MAC for Mac Brown, Allison Williams, Dave Fleming. Now out to the MGM Grand. College hoops in Vegas.
The MGM Grand in Las Vegas. The MGM Grand Showcase on ESPN tonight. And it's UNLV out to a 9-5.